Hello! I am doing a stream once again after all this time. And by that I mean, how long ago did I actually last stream? I completely forget. Because I don't really pay attention when I live stream. I feel like I should do it more often. But like, I just don't. Actually, yeah, when was the last time that I actually did a live stream? A month ago. Yeah, for Sinister Minds, and then everything else before that was deleted. But, hi, guys! So, today I'm just going to be ranking all of these characters from Frickbears 3, because this is my favorite FNAF fan game of all time! And I absolutely love it to death, and, I decided I want to do a live stream of this game, because I'm not live streaming myself actually playing the game. I played pretty much everything I can, but I want to actually live stream myself, like, kind of ranking all of these characters in a tier list, just because I thought that would be fun. I've finally unlocked everyone, so it's like, you know what, I might as well go ahead and do this. So, yeah, and if this stream goes well, I will, like, download and save it, and then I'll edit it into a proper video, and, yeah, we'll see how that goes. For now, let's see. We start with, of course, Freddy and the gang, but first I should probably set up rules. So, hi, everyone. Here are the rules. I am ranking these characters off of 3 primary things. Number 1, their designs, which is, in my opinion, one of the more important things here, just because I feel like with this game having such like an amazing art style, that kind of immediately pops out as like the big thing. The second thing is their personality and their voices. So like, how much personality do they convey through their renders? How much, like, do I like the voice? Does it fit with the character? Does it sound good? Things like that. And then finally, their gameplay. Something I don't usually consider, but I felt like since I've been playing this game so much, I actually want to consider what would count as gameplay. So obviously there are some characters that don't count for gameplay, like the Night Guards and like the characters that you just meet via the like cutscenes and whatnot. Those characters get an exception, and I'm not ranking them in that area of gameplay. I'll be ranking them purely by their designs and their personality, and that will carry them higher than someone who has gameplay, because they have to have all 3. A character who doesn't have all 3 requirements is just kind of, you know, they're just being graded by their design and personality and whatnot. So hopefully that's clear, and we're going to go ahead and start with Freddy. And Freddy is interesting because... So his gameplay mechanic is pretty simple. All he really does is he moves around just like he does in FNAF 1, and then he laughs, and you have to tell which side of the doors he's going to laugh on. That, I do like that as a gimmick for him. It's just like how it is for FNAF, and I think it fits him really well. And then there's his design. His design is interesting. I like that they make him more, like, square, I guess. Because he does actually, there are the developer notes, very square, yeah, as it mentions. And for his voice, it's kind of just exactly what you'd expect it to be. He has all of his laughs and his game overs.
Right? You gotta do it yourself. I guess you just couldn't survive 5 nights at Frickbears. 3.
I like that line.
You mess with the Faz, you get the bear. The party's just that
is there
not
another...
everyone's suited for this job, but I can help with that. Welcome to the family. Don't forget who runs things around here.
To be fair, he's not as, like... I think I like Freddy so much because he is, in a way... He's kind of more intimidating than the rest of his group, which makes sense. He's the leader. He's got to be the serious one. I love the voice they gave him. The mechanic works really well. Maybe the design isn't my favorite. I do feel like his face is a little too square, but it kind of makes sense why, because he's like super like big and square-like, and then Bonnie's kind of long and pointy, and Chica's all round, and then Foxy's extremely pointy and kind of broader shouldered. So they each have like something unique for their designs, and I'm gonna give Freddy a solid A. There's like genuinely nothing about him I dislike. I think he is handled incredibly well, and I just find him to be an incredibly well made like startup. And then there's Bonnie. Bonnie is amazing. He only really does his one thing where he goes to the left door and you just have to shut the door. And that's pretty simplistic in terms of gameplay, but his voice is really where I love Bonnie.
Rock and roll! Oh man, I feel a song coming on.
And this is like my favorite game, like one of my favorite. I love that. That's one of my favorite death quotes in Frickbears 3. And of course the
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada ding, bada boom. It's like me and a couple friends were like going over all these characters, just kind of like I was showing them everything, and I swear bada bing, bada boom has just become a meme in my friend group, and it's the best thing.
Bada bing.
Bada boom. So I immediately have a little bit of a bias, but I also really just like Bonnie's design. I think he's really well designed overall. He's got like kind of a floppy ear, the guitar looks good, coloring is all good.
My name is Bonnie. I'm a purple bunny.
I like his voice a lot.
No, that needs a lot of work. That'll hold you all right. Could you let me in faster next time? Woo! That scream was pitch perfect. Hey.
Perfect.
Could you, provide feedback on that jump scare, actually? Freddy should give me a raise for this. Sorry, boss.
I think he's voiced by the same guy that does like a couple of the other voices, like Rodney, I think. He sounds like he's the same voice actor. I would not be surprised if he was. So Bonnie, while he has simplistic gameplay, I think his design and his voice really boost him higher up for me. He's definitely A. Do I like him more than Freddy or less than Freddy is an interesting question, because he is a really solid animatronic, all things considered. I think Freddy is going to be above Bonnie only because he just has a little bit more screen presence or game presence because of his gameplay just being slightly more difficult to deal with. So yeah, I think I'm going to put him there. So that would mean next up is Chica. Chica's interesting. What's her voice?
Let's see. Sheesh, you go down easy. I'm so hungry, I could eat a night guard. I'm afraid you, just that was a piece of cake. Okay. Wow, and I thought I was the only chicken around here. Oh, finally! I was starving over here.
I like that dialogue.
Plans, but I know how to wing it. You ain't fat, you ain't nothing. It doesn't take a chef to know that you're cooked. Ruffle your feathers. I do like
Chica. Her voice is, I don't know how I feel about the voice. It works. I just don't know that much. I don't know how I feel about it. But her gameplay is really well balanced with Bonnie. Like, you can never play through Frickbears without having to deal with Bonnie and Chica constantly, especially on harder difficulties, where their sound cues can just make... They're easy to deal with, but, like, without them, the game would not work the way it does. So I have to give him props for being functionally good. And I kind of like that she's just, like, this rounder character. Her design is funny. I haven't even been playing their jump scares. I like that Freddy's got his two, both decent jump scares. Yeah, Bonnie's is fine. I like Chica's jump scare. I don't know, I just like the way that her face just kind of shakes around, like the eyes. I think it looks good. Alright, my Foxy bias coming in, but actually not really. Foxy I have complicated feelings on. I kind of... How do I feel about Foxy in this game? On one hand, I love his design. Like, genuinely, I adore this design for Foxy. It's really good. It is really good. And his voice is really good, too.
Ahoy! Who's out of order now, ye son of a biscuit eater?
Who's out of order now, you son of a biscuit eater? I love Foxy's whole style in this game. His jump scare is pretty decent, too. Maybe not one of my favorite jump scares, but still decent.
That old bear wishes he were as fast as me. We won't be finding you in one piece. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. The quick red fox jumped the lazy night guard. Didn't your boss ever warn you of the hooks? Ah, the plague. She beckons your name. I'll get ye next time.
I don't know. Foxy is... Voice is good. Design is amazing. I don't like his gameplay for two separate reasons. For one, his gameplay is incredibly easy to ignore on the easier difficulties. You will never deal with Foxy outside of maybe like hearing him run at you like one time if you're playing on easy or medium difficulty. On hard difficulty, you might deal with him a little bit more. On insane mode, though, the exact opposite problem has. On insane mode, at least in the way I personally play the game, you cannot... I cannot spend like any time on cameras except for dealing with Puppet. That is it. So typically, I do what I can to avoid going on cameras as much as possible, because then that takes away from my attention from other animatronics that are going to get into my office the moment I put the camera down, which is terrible. So I try to stay off of cameras as much as possible. Here's the problem. Foxy does not let you do that. If you do not, on lunatic difficulty, use the cameras consistently on Foxy, he will run at you multiple times in a row, drain like 30% of your power, and that's just it. There is no recovering from that. You just die. Because if he does it early on, you'll not have enough power to make it through the night, even with a bear trap. But on the flip side, if he does it later in the run, then you just die to Foxy because he'll kick your door down before you get a chance to defend yourself. So Foxy is either so easily dealt with to the point where he is not even a threat, or he is literally the biggest run ender of the entire game. The first time I went through lunatic difficulty, I only died to a few animatronics. Foxy killed me multiple times, which is so frustrating because I cannot for the life of me figure out how to deal with Foxy without using the death coin on him. I am always using the death coin on Foxy because otherwise he just wins. So, as you can tell, I'm very conflicted. I want to give my boy a high ranking because I love Foxy. On the other hand, I hate this stupid fox! So what do? I don't know! I'm trying to figure that part out. Oh boy! Foxy, what do I do with you? Do I put you in B tier? Goodness. Me being like the biggest Foxy fan ever, and I have to put him in B tier breaks my heart, but like, where else am I supposed to put him? Oh, such a peak design and voice, and I mean, I guess to a degree, I'm glad that he's so difficult. But on the other hand, it's just too much sometimes. Oh my goodness, Foxy, you drive me crazy, buddy. You're my boy, but you drive me nuts in this game. A love-hate relationship is exactly how I describe Foxy in this game. S-tier design, A-tier voice, F-tier mechanic. Kind of, I wouldn't say F-tier mechanic, because he does make me, like, have to use my brain, you know? I have to somewhat pay attention. Also, I'm actually going to do something here real quick. Give me a second. I'm going to, where is it? Don't worry, guys. I'm just doing something real quick. No, that's not what I meant to do. Options. There we go. Fix that, and then back, and then extras. There we go. Alright, now you guys get a little bit of background music. There we go. Alright. It's quiet, but, like, that's kind of the point. Challenges give your... Yeah... Also, this guy has a fun secret where if you don't use the cameras for 1 minute in Deathcoin Puppet, he spam rushes the door to drain all your power. That is... Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You can listen to his audio cue. No, you can't, because if you listen for the door, he's just going to keep hitting the door over and over. There isn't another audio cue you can use on Foxy. That's not actually how that works with Foxy. Put him in F for Fox tier? No. I could never put a Foxy in F tier. I just can't do that. Hi, Pancham. Oh, yeah, shout out to Pancham in live chat because he actually helped me make the thumbnail for this live stream, which I was being driven crazy by because I could not get it to work because there was so many renders I had to put. We will get to a certain character that had the most difficulty when it came down to the stupid, that thumbnail. I'll talk about him later. He has a running sound cue. Yes, I know, but that doesn't change the fact that he'll still drain all your power. Alright, anyways. Wait, what? Why is Golden Freddy out of... Whatever. Golden Freddy's out of order, but whatever. We'll just cover him next. It's fine. It's fine. We can cover him next. Golden Freddy is... His jump scare's fine. I kind of wish it was a little more faithful to the original by mainly having a bigger head, but it's fine. His voice is fine as well. To be fair, his voice is cool. His voice absolutely is cool. His design is good. Gameplay-wise, he's really easy to deal with. I think I died to him once because I got, like, extremely caught off guard from him the first time I ever encountered him. But he... I don't know what to think about Golden Freddy. I almost feel like for such an iconic and such a, like, dangerous character, having him be one of the easiest animatronics to deal with in the game feels a little underwhelming. And because he's so easy to deal with, and because he's so cheap, I never really end up, like, salvaging him on any difficulty unless it's like the harder difficulties, in which case I just salvage him because he's easy to deal with. But if I want an actual challenge, I'll never salvage him. But I'll salvage him like on hard difficulty and especially lunatic, but I don't know what to think. I guess I put him in B. I don't really like him as much as a lot of the other animatronics. I don't really feel that much towards him. He's just kind of an animatronic that is in the background. He does his job. And that's really all he is at the end of the day. So he's fine. He gets B tier. Endoskeleton. This one's interesting. I mean, design-wise, it sure is an endoskeleton. There's not really much here. Jump scare-wise, it's alright. So his whole gimmick is that if he pops up on the, if he pops up at the window, then just don't use your flashlight. This is why... Okay. I'm gonna be real. I only salvaged Endoskeleton, I think, once in my entire playthrough, and that's because I don't want to ever deal with him. With how many animatronics require the flashlight to deal with, Endoskeleton terrifies me, because I never want to get him, because I'm always thinking, if I get this character, and he pops up when I'm dealing with Springtrap, or Shadow Bonnie, then what do I do at that point? I do nothing, except die. Plus, he doesn't really have that much personality anyway. I know that's gonna make someone upset, but like...
In action number 1, I was looking for a new suit. I suppose you
like, yeah, some of his dialogue quotes are fine.
Process complete. This is the endo you.
That's like the coolest line. This is the endo you.
Soft protocol completed successfully. You won't be needing your old skeleton anymore. Not when you have me. Ha 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 ha. You'll never get off my wild ride. Warning critical.
Yeah, I don't know. Endo is just kind of... He's just alright, but I don't really care that much about him. I guess if you were to get Endo, he would be a genuine threat because you're forced to deal with him. Or I guess I guess it's not even being forced to deal with him specifically. You're just forced to, like, step away for a second. Which kind of just interferes with a lot of other more important animatronics. So me personally, I don't really care about Endo 01. There's really not much to him that makes him worth going any higher. He's just there. He sounds like the one Baldi Basics character. Oh yeah, he's First Prize. I think they use a similar voice. Like, I don't know if you call it a voice engine or like a voice box or whatever. But yeah, no, I get that. He does technically sound like that. Toy Freddy. Alright, we're getting into Toy Freddy now. Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy's... I like Toy Freddy. I like that he's like the chunky gamer boy, because that's how he is in the actual games, so it makes sense.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one of his dialogues just being the crying. I never actually got this dialogue in-game, but the fact that it could happen is very funny.
Right in the fastballs. Gaining harder, hardly gaining. You'll make it to the leaderboard someday. Just remember, if you swing at the king, are you winning, son? Hey, that's cheating.
I don't know. I think it's interesting having a character that's tied to the minigames, especially if it's someone that you straight up, like, can't, or I guess not can't deal with, but Toy Freddy, he forces you to deal with him in a way that's really interesting. And I do think I actually really like his gameplay of you have to beat his high score, and the harder difficulties means you have to do a higher score. Most of the time, he's not that bad to deal with. I can't get Toy Freddy on lunatic mode because, again, like I said with cameras, I can never have the cameras on for a prolonged period of time. So, Toy Freddy I never got with lunatic mode, but with the other modes, it's typically something I can manage. And I like his design a lot, and I like his voice. I think they could have gone a little more exaggerated with his goofy voice. You really could have done something even more goofy. You really could have done something even more goofy with him, but it still works. I'm going to say high B tier. I'm tempted to actually put him in A tier, because he is really well done for what he is. I call it voice box, yeah. You can make him cry, S tier. That is funny. It is funny. Because you like Posture so much, what do you think of Fiznom? I don't really watch Fiznom stuff. I've seen some clips of him. Seems funny. I just never really watched any of his stuff. I don't really watch people that like live stream constantly because I just don't have the time in my day to do that. I always beat him. I have a 6-second high score in Fred Sweeper. Nice. I can't play Fred Sweeper. Freddy Sweeper? Fred Sweeper? Yeah, Fred Sweeper. I can't beat that because I do not understand for the life of me how to beat... my brain is not big enough for Fred Sweeper. It's just not. I don't understand it. His render's chill. I do like his render, though. Like, look at him. He's such a happy boy. It is, and it's all shiny, too, which is kind of like a whole gimmick on the fact that the toys are meant to be shiny. To an extent. Toy Bonnie. I don't know. This one's... Toy Bonnie is interesting to me. He's just kind of a vent animatronic, which is fine. I think what boosts him is the fact that he's like an ego. He's like... He is just straight up ego the character.
I see you. Now what is that I spy? Oh, security guy. I'll find you. Oh, that's just Freddy.
And I like that he has the, no, that's just Freddy reference.
Have time.
Cool shades, Freddy. I could pull off those shades way better.
Before you ask, no. It's criminal to be as cute as me. A lot of people say they'd die to meet me.
He has some decent ones.
Now. Not everyone's fit for the limelight. Move aside for a true star. One star rises. Fake fan.
I don't know, he's fine. I think the vent animatronics kind of bore me in general because they're all dealt with the exact same. They are functional, but not interesting. So Toy Bonnie has to be really redeemed by his voice lines and his overall, like, personality. And I do really like said personality. I think a lot of the vent animatronics are going to rank, like, right up next to each other, except for, like, a few exceptions. So I'm going to say that Toy Bonnie is fine, but he's not really... He just doesn't have the same level of personality as a lot of the others do. Anyways, I wonder who could be next. Oh. Hello, Miss Thumbnail. Okay, I say that as if she gets, like, more thumbnail attention than most, like, of the animatronics, but no, let's be real. If anyone is put on the thumbnail more than any other character when it comes to Frickbears 3 characters, it's you. You are put on more thumbnails than any other character. But anyway, back to Toy Chica. What do I think of Toy Chica? I like her jump scare. It's really good. Her design is really... I like the yellow, like, mohawk hairstyle they actually gave her. And the cupcake looks a little different than Chica's cupcake, which is a cool detail as well. I like the teeth, too, and, like, the eyes. Like, they actually didn't give her, like, her default, like, beak look. I think there is... She does have her beak when you go to salvage her, but that's it. For the rest of the game, she just has this look to her. And I do really like her gameplay mechanic. I think it's really creative, and I think the voice works, too.
You make an adorable corpse.
I am shocked that her, like, the high schooler, teenage drama queen type of voice really works. It's like, it shocks me that it's done so well when it should be so annoying. Like, for some reason, I do not find her voice annoying, even though most of the point of that style of voice is meant to be annoying.
Yuck. These bloodstains do not fit my look.
If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Who's a good little cupcake? Aw, you are.
Call that a party foul. Ugh, whatever.
I'm sad that there isn't a FNAF World reference of "You won't get tired of my voice, will you?" I'm sad that that does not exist in this game. That would be cool. But there is none, which is very sad. But the voice works. The design is actually amazing. I love the color combination of the yellows and pinks. I'm a sucker for yellow and pink put together. I think it just looks great. And her mechanic is definitely really interesting. She has a really cool mechanic, and I love that it's super unique to her. So all that being said, she's definitely an A tier. I actually like her more than Bonnie and Chica. Even though she's not my to-go option for FNAF 2's animatronic set, she does really work in being, like, super unique, having a great design. Just generally, I think everything about Toy Chica is pretty much nailed. Shadow Freddy, you just said Simps are in the chat. I feel like I recall. Never mind. I'm not gonna make fun of you for that Doki Doki thing. It's fine. I'm like contemplating, do I like Toy Chica more than Freddy? Freddy really does add to a lot of stress in this game. But I think I just like Toy Chica more. I love the unique mechanic. I love the design. Everything about Toy Chica just works on a level that is really well done. I feel like the only thing that's preventing me from putting her in S tier, honestly, is the fact that, like, I just never really get her because I typically tend to get Toy Freddy more because he's more manageable, or I end up getting, a different one of the FNAF 2 animatronics, which is Shadow Bonnie, but I'll talk about Shadow Bonnie in a minute. But I guess if I was picking based on that, I mean, her mechanic is still fun to deal with. It's stressful, which definitely adds a challenge, but she is worth... I think she's worth the most amount of money in FNAF 2's location, except for Shadow Bonnie, I think? Which does add to the fact that she's... No, wait. No, yeah, she is, isn't she? Remember in the flavor stream when you called over? I do remember that, yeah. Mangle is... Any secret is my personal least favorite one. Secret? Mangle's not a secret character. Anyways, I'm conflicted if I want to put Toy Chica at top A or S. What do you guys think? What do you think she deserves? I'm going to let you guys kind of have your input. What are you guys thinking? Are you guys thinking Toy Chica deserves S tier or top of A? I'm leaning towards S, honestly. Because there is nothing bad about her gameplay, or her design, or her voice. Everything about her is pretty much nailed. I see two people saying F. Nah, she's definitely not F. Seeing some S's, thinking of C's, A's. S. Alright, I'm seeing a lot more people say S than A, and I'm going to agree with them. I'm going to say Toy Chica gets the first S tier on this list. Mangle. For someone that's really easy to deal with, she still has a lot going for her. Design is really good. The jump scare is good.
Let's play.
I don't like the voice. Goodness, I don't like the voice. It's not bad, but the fact that it doesn't have the filter on the voice that's like Mangle's known for, despite her having such like a destroyed up body, actually is like so confusing.
Well, now that we're together, let's hang. Can't a fox have some privacy around here? See what you've done? Sorry about your head. Though I guess you weren't using it for much anyway. Don't think I didn't see you looking at me. Do you really think I'm that pretty?
I actually never heard the second half of that one.
That bites.
Mangle has good lines too, and like for the line delivery, no hate to the voice actor, they did a good job actually doing Mangle's lines. It's just like, where is the filter that Mangle is known for? You know, like her voice is supposed to be. It's frustrating because that's what's holding her back. And then there's her gameplay where she'll appear on a random camera and you just have to not look at her, which is basically the Phantoms, except she'll actually kill you. And you get a warning as to where she is because of a sticky note in your office. I feel like Mangle is, again, kind of like Golden Freddy, too easy to deal with. But unlike Golden Freddy, I like her design. Also, unlike Golden Freddy, the voice is just not working for me. I don't want to put her below Toy Bonnie, because I think Mangle is more interesting than Toy Bonnie. I feel like Mangle does add a specific amount of challenge, and I will admit, when playing this game, something that I like about Mangle a lot is the fact that when she does pop up, it's a genuinely startling moment. Like, unlike the Phantoms, who just kind of fade in and you don't even notice them all the time, Mangle makes such a loud sound that it immediately forces you to act, which I like. I like that the gameplay literally... It's not that she's dangerous, it is that she is startling, and she can throw you off your rhythm really good, which is a great thing to have for a character like this. I just think that her voice could have used some improvement. But outside of that, she's still a very solid animatronic. Play with her on Lunatic or Harden. Yes! I actually did have Mangle. I think I had Mangle on when I beat Lunatic mode. By the way, I have beat Lunatic mode for those who are wondering. I posted it on I posted it at some point on my main channel about like, hey, I beat Lunatic mode. because I just felt like posting it there instead. And yeah, I did have Mangle on. The ones I had active on my successful lunatic mode were Withered Freddy, Withered Foxy, Golden Freddy, Withered Bonnie, Mangle, Shadow Bonnie, Toy Bonnie, JJ, Malhare, Shadow Freddy, Phantoms, Mr. Hippo, Wolf, Nightmarionne, Plush Trap, and Dreadbear. Those were the ones I activated when I beat lunatic mode. So I do think Mangle has a good presence. Mangle is constantly a threatening presence. That is a good way to put it. I think that's exactly... I think it would be better if it was more staticky. That is true. So I'm going to say Mangle is a solid B. I don't think I could put her above Foxy, even though I like her concept more. I actually think I could put her above Foxy, because I have that love-hate relationship going on with Foxy, which I don't have with Mangle. So I'm going to put Mangle there. I think Mangle does exactly what she should do in context of the game. So yeah, that's where she's going to be. Alright, now we're getting to Withered Freddy. Okay, we're just going all sorts of out of order. I really like Withered Freddy. Design-wise, I think he actually is slightly better than the original Freddy. Not only that, but I think his voice is also good too.
I'm awake. It always ends the same. They lied when they told you I was lifeless.
Mom and Dad lied when they told you I was lifeless. I love that reference.
The party never ends. You've made a very poor career choice. It wasn't meant to last. I'm getting too old for this. Welcome to the family. I can live with, or I can live withered out. That's terrible. Oh, my bones.
I think Withered Freddy does a lot that makes me happy. He's intimidating. He's threatening. His gameplay is so well done too. I'm like thinking about it. Withered Freddy does. I love his gameplay of how he bounces back and forth between the doors. He's not only threatening, but he forces you to pay attention to him, which I really like. I like when characters have like a lot of screen presence. I'm gonna put him top of A. I think I like him more than the default Freddy. Default Freddy is great, but man, there is something special about Withered Freddy that's just like really cool. Alright, I like the design too, because it's not like as square as Freddy's, which was something I didn't love. S. I could put him in S tier. I could. I feel like there's nothing really holding him back, honestly. I think he's just kind of peak. And Withered Bonnie. I like that they gave him Spanish voice lines. His design is good.
You can't tell by my face, but I'm very happy I killed you. No pensaste que realmente me engañarías, ¿verdad? In with the old, out with the new. London Bridge has fallen down. Look into my eye. Extraño, ¿no? Es el conejo que usualmente es la presa. They tore me apart. They used me.
Made 4 parts. Yeah, Withered. Love that reference. I think Withered Bonnie is just cool. He doesn't really show up as much as you'd expect him to, which is interesting, but I do still find him pretty interesting. You just have to put the mask on and then he's dealt with. On insane mode, he can be like extremely precise. Like if you're not instantly putting on that mask, he pretty much will kill you. He's one of the... I think I died twice on my insane mode that I actually cleared. And I think one of my deaths was to Withered Bonnie. I think. I can't fully remember who killed me now. I'm pretty sure Withered Bonnie was one of them. I never died to Foxy on my finishing insane mode, like my actual completed successful run, because I always kept killing Foxy with the death coin. He sounds more Dude, that's Spanish. He's speaking Spanish. What do you mean he sounds French? He's basically yet another vent animatronic doing a run with Lefty. He's not. He's not a vent animatronic. He just appears in the office, to my knowledge. I don't think he goes into vents. I never really check on the vent cameras. I just deal with them when they get there. I just think he's really interesting. He's risky, but he's just a better Golden Freddy. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I don't think he's as good as the main group, but I do think he's still pretty cool. He's just kind of outweighed because 2 other Withereds are just a lot better than him. And one of them is not Withered Chica. Oh goodness, Withered Chica. I mean, her design is creepy. I do like that it plays off of what makes Chica's design work, except they just mangled it and all destroyed it. The jump scares are good. I don't get why her introductory voice line when you salvage her is that, but then she starts...
You're in here somewhere.
She just sounds so normal. It's the Mangle problem, but worse, because... I don't know. It sounds weird, and the voice doesn't even really fit well with...
Somebody need a hug. If I could just squeeze past here. My sensors aren't what they used to be. I must be seeing things. Must have been the wind. Ugh, tacky. If we baked you into the pizzas, how long do you think it'd take them to notice? I guess this makes me a bird of prey. I might be flightless, but you're fightless. Psst. Hey, haven't you heard? It was to my understanding that everyone had heard. I'll slice you to pieces. Like a pizza. Tangled in my wires and mangled in my mouth. I was the first. You were the worst.
I just don't like the voice. The voice throws me off. And the design is fine, but I feel like with that as, like, round and, like, chubby as she looks, it takes away from any intimidation she otherwise would have had normally. And gameplay-wise, she's just another vent animatronic. I'm gonna have to put her in C. I don't really care that much about Withered Chica. I feel like she's the most boring of all the Withereds. You got Withered Freddy, who, like, forces you to pay attention to him. Withered Bonnie is a panic animatronic. And then you've got my boy, Withered Foxy. I think he is my most salvaged animatronic in the game. I am, like, always getting Withered Foxy, no matter what. I love this guy. Love his design. Love the game mechanic of when he pops up at the window and you have to use the flashlight to get rid of him. Not only is that really well in tune with his character, but it also just makes for a fun challenge because then you have to put your attention on him. And depending on how you upgrade, you could either deal with him in like a second or less, or it takes like 5 seconds to deal with him, which can be the matter between life and death. So while I actually don't think I've ever died to Withered Foxy, he has caused me to nearly die multiple times because I have to pay attention to him. To a degree that it is really stressful having to deal with him, but in the most fun way, because there's always that idea of he could pop up at any second, but he doesn't just pop up without warning. He has a sound cue, which makes him amazing. And then, of course, there's the voice lines.
Dead men tell no tales. A captain goes down with his ship. You won't be needing a flashlight where you're going. You'll find no mercy, save for that at the end of me hook. This old fox could still see right through ye. The plank, she calls for us both. Yarr. Next time, I'll be wearing 2 eye patches. A watery grave awaits you.
Watery grave! I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to make that joke.
Frickin' God!
And of course, amazing reference as well. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious based on how I gush about this character. He is honestly S tier. I love everything about him. He maybe could have looked a little more withered, but I think he still sticks out really well. He's just one of my favorite characters in the game. I love dealing with him. I wonder if I should try actually doing that, like some of those voice lines. Just because I feel like people talk about my Foxy voice more often.
Dead men tell no tales.
Dead man tell no tales.
A captain goes down with his ship.
A captain goes down with his ship.
You won't be needing a flashlight where you're going.
You won't be needing a flashlight where you're going.
You'll find no mercy, save for that at the end of me hook. This old fox could still the
Where is it?
She calls for us both.
LeBlanc, she calls for us both.
Yar. Next time, I'll be wearing 2 eye patches.
Yeah.
Awaits you, my friend.
A watery grave awaits ye, my friend. I love Foxy. Do I still got the Foxy voice? does I still have it? Alright. You sound more like Afton. Your voice is much more sinister, perfect for Nightmare Foxy. Yeah. Yes, you do. Easy yes. Yeah, Withered Foxy's an easy yes. Man, he's just my boy. Oh. Balloon Boy. Oh, Balloon Boy, you, what do I think of you? He's the one animatronic you have to deal with in the vents. He's unavoidable in that regard. And I do think that that's a good idea, and I like his design. His jump scares are decent.
Hello? Hello? Hi.
I like that he's not annoying. He's just generally creepy with his laughs.
The shades you're rocking.
He also has some funny line deliveries.
You had a free pizza coupon in there this whole
Pizza
time?
coupon.
I really should have tried this sooner.
The pizza coupon.
They never see me coming. Ouch. Sorry about that. Here, take a balloon for your troubles. What? Someone had to pick up the slack around here. Expect the unexpected. You'll float too.
And they knew what they were doing with that one. His voice works, his design works, him being in the vents and being a required animatronic to deal with that is good because you need someone to do it. So overall, I think Balloon Boy functions exactly as he should. Maybe just because he's just a vent animatronic, I'm only going to put him in B tier, but I don't know. I think he does pretty much everything that he should do. He is exactly as he should be. Nothing I'd change about him. He's just generally really good. Let's see. Who be next? I think it's gonna be JJ. Yep. JJ! What do I think of JJ? She's just a worse Balloon Boy.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oopsies. You look beautiful. Those shades really bring out your eyes. God damn it.
Hey! You can't use the Lord's name in vain! Get her out of here! Okay, I jest. Actually, like, non-joking about that, design is fine. I don't feel like it stands out that much in the roster. She is just kind of one of the lamest of the vent animatronics. At least Toy Bonnie and Withered Chica kill you. JJ just shuts down your doors and lets someone else do it. She really does feel more like a filler character than most of the others, so I don't know if I should put her in C or D. I'm gonna put her in D, because there's nothing she does that's, like, warranting her being higher than D. I don't feel anything towards JJ. She just exists. She's not necessarily bad. D tier for me in this case isn't bad animatronic. It's just weak animatronic. That's all it is. Like, if I had to classify, S's are my favorites. I love these guys. A's are, like, really good. B's are solid. C's are just kind of underwhelming. D's are kind of like the pointless or the useless or the fillers or just kind of like the underwhelmingly boring. And then F's are the animatronics I actively dislike. We'll talk about that later. So, next up after that is the Marionette. I love the Marionette. Not only does the Marionette force you to actively pay attention to Marionette, good jump scare, but it's also really stressful dealing with other characters. She's padding for if you want an easy pick for night 4. That's fair. That is fair, and she is supposed to be an easy pick, and I get that. The problem is, Toy Bonnie's already filling that same easy spot. And I would argue dealing with someone like Shadow Bonnie is easier than dealing with JJ, because JJ just makes you put on the mask, and then that's just a time waster. At least with Shadow Bonnie, you can get other things done. Same thing with, like, other characters. Like Mangle. Mangle's even easier than JJ, arguably, but Mangle still does things better. Anyways, Marionette.
It's been so long.
Since last I seen my...
Not all of us can be saved. 5 nights
with that slumbering. Tick-tock, tick-tock, is life seconds numbering. Tick-tock, tick-tock is stopped. Short, never to go again.
when the
The
night
night guard died. Love that voice line. It's so good.
Nobody pulls my strings. You know you shouldn't be here. I can take life just as well as I can give it. That's better. Don't wake.
The baby.
Wind up the box.
Or wind up dead. She has some of my favorite voice lines.
You won't stop me.
Puppets, like, just forces you to pay attention to her, drags attention away from other animatronics, is constantly a lingering threat, isn't frustrating. Every time I died to Marionette, I was on me, because it was like, yep, I did not manage my resources correctly. She is better gameplay design here than in the actual FNAF 2. I'm gonna put her top 3. I'm honestly putting her above Withered Freddy. In fact, call me crazy, I'm gonna put her above Toy Chica. I just think that everything Marionette can do is just exactly perfect as it is. Yeah. And that's not even mentioning just how well designed she is. Really love the lanky design. It fits the art style so well. It's actually just amazing. Shadow Freddy. Boy, oh boy, do I feel conflicted about Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy has a decent design, a really good voice. Gameplay-wise, weird. I don't know how to feel about Shadow Freddy. On one hand, he's surprisingly easy to deal with for someone who's the second most expensive animatronic at that location, not counting Scrap Baby. Which I just find kind of odd, because it's like, why is Shadow Freddy, of all characters, so easy to deal with? All he does is just put the power out. Which I guess does invoke an idea of panic, because it's like, oh no, what do I do? But really, most of the animatronics you deal with before Shadow Freddy, or actually just before you get to Williams Woods, are audio-based. Which just makes me wonder, what is the point of Shadow Freddy? I mean, I guess if you were playing on a medium or higher difficulty and you bought both Endo and Withered Foxy, there is the potential you might make the mistake of not actually dealing with the correct animatronic, and then you end up dying to Endo because you flash him thinking it's Withered Foxy, or you don't flash him thinking it's Endo. But even then, I'm pretty sure both of Endo's eyes glow, and Withered Foxy's eyes are both open, so both of them glow. So actually, yeah, you really could get messed up that way. But I've never personally run into that circumstance. I feel like Shadow Freddy would only really be difficult if you had Endo already. So the fact that his difficulty is kind of resulting on other animatronics kind of makes him a little bit more underwhelming. But I do like the other elements about his design, and I like the voice they gave him. The laugh is intimidating. Just well designed. Where do I rank you? Shadow Freddy, I'm like really thinking about where I want to put Shadow Freddy. I feel like he's more interesting than the vent animatronics, but he's not more interesting than the other characters. He's a good $17 though. For as easy as he is to deal with, it's a good amount of money. But I would prefer getting Malhare, because he's $1 more and he's just as manageable. If not more manageable. So I guess I could put Shadow Freddy in B tier next to Golden Freddy. Maybe slightly above him, because I still sometimes panic when Shadow Freddy shows up, because then I start to worry about missing something, until I remind myself, wait a minute, I can just listen, and then all my problems are solved. Thanks to the animatronic's eyes glowing. Withered Foxy has the hallway sound, so defaulting to not flashing is the better option. Yeah, true. So, yeah, I'm going to give him B. I think he's earned B. I think there's enough about Shadow Freddy that's, like, redeeming him overall. Also, I'm going to... I feel like... There we go. Is that better? Or is this better? I'm just going to keep it in the top corner. No, I'm not. I need to move it so that way you guys can see. Because likelihood is B tier is going to get a lot more filled up. There we go. So what do I do next? Okay, who's next on the list? Shadow Bonnie. So... I really like Shadow Bonnie. Jump scare is really cool. Design is really well done. His gameplay is really interesting, with the whole, like, he appears in the corner of your office, and you have to use the flashlight to get rid of him. I don't understand why, when you block animatronics, you get, a token for it, but with Shadow Bonnie, you never get a token for it. At least, I don't think I've ever gotten a token for it. Which I guess technically means you can't ever really block him, I guess. You just stall him. And I love his voice lines. Call him by his real name, Neo. It's me. RWKFSFASXC. Because he doesn't run it. Because, yeah, yes. I like his voice of L. I love this voice line. Skill issue. Also, doesn't Shadow Freddy make Mangle harder since you can't check the note without the... That, I guess, but I never pay attention to the note where Mangle's at because it's not necessary. Because you can just check the cameras, and if you hear her sound effect, then immediately put the camera down and you're fine. But yeah, no, I really like Shadow Bonnie's voice line. It's really funny. I think he has a lot of personality. I love his design. His mechanics great. He's honestly better than Toy Chica. I think I like him more than Puppet. He is one of my favorite characters from this game. I really like Shadow Bonnie. I'm always salvaging him from the FNAF 2 location. Just because he's like... He's just so well designed, and he really complements the rest of the cast. Especially characters like Withered Foxy, because I can deal with him and Withered Foxy in the same run. I can get them together, and then boom. That, like, saves so much time and energy, so he's kind of just amazing in that regard. I will say he's a little less threatening than I'd like him to be, so I'm going to put him below Puppet, because I think Puppet is overall more threatening. In fact, I'm actually wondering if I should put Puppet above... Nah, I'm not going to do that. Withered Fox is my boy in this game! Alright. Who's next? The Phantoms. Okay, the Phantoms are interesting. I like that all of them have their jump scare. You got Phantom Balloon Boy. You got Phantom Freddy. You got Phantom Chica. You got Phantom Foxy. You got Phantom Mangle. And you got Phantom Marionette. That's cool. You just get the laughter from them. I do think that they're designed well enough. They're not that interesting. More or less, they're just kind of annoying. They're a worse Mangle, but they still do their job. But I just never feel like getting them. I feel like they're kind of just... They sometimes get me on the harder difficulties, which I do have to respect. So I think I'm going to put them below Golden Freddy. I think they function, and on harder difficulties, they're definitely a character you'd want to deal with more. So yeah. I'm going to put Phantoms in B. I think they're fine. I definitely think they're better than some of the others. They're not filler. No, they are not filler, because you kind of have to have the Phantoms in this game to a degree. And there is my boy, Springtrap. Good jump scare.
Guess who's back? You're going to burn with the rest of us. Evil doesn't die.
There's a JT music reference. Evil doesn't die.
Stronger in the darkness. What ironic confidence. No light can save you now. The others are like animals, but I
am very aware. I do find that funny that he parodies Puppet's line from Ultimate Custom Night. That's interesting.
pathetic. The children put up more of a fight than you.
And that's messed up.
Your death was quick and painless. That was a mistake on my part. Just another to add to the tally.
Heh. He's designed really well. His voice is good. So surely he should be a slam dunk, right? Well, I've got to talk about his gameplay. So his gameplay is literally just... He starts in like one of the furthest back rooms, and then you hear this like droning sound, which means he's moved. You then have to go to find him on the cameras to see where he's moved to, which is always the exact same pathway. So you can always stop him in like the main showroom before he gets anywhere else once you hear the sound effect. And then you just push him back with the flashlight. I do like that the fact that when you're playing, that he's required for the other endings, and to be fair, he works well with the puppet. Because with the puppet, you can just keep the camera on the one puppet camera and then you're good. But with Springtrap, you're forced to switch back and forth between the two. So if you have someone like Mangle or the Phantoms, that makes them, as a result, more dangerous. So I really like Springtrap in that regard. Maybe I feel like he's a bit too weak for what like the game builds him up as this big, scary animatronic that's supposed to be one of the most difficult in the game. But he still works brilliantly as for what he's meant to achieve. And I think his gameplay complements other characters super well. He's not too difficult to deal with, despite the fact that the game hypes him up as the big bad in a lot of ways. So I don't know. Good, but could maybe be a little better. He could be just maybe faster overall. I feel like what he should be is keep the sound effect, but I feel like he should move more frequently. Because I feel like he doesn't move enough. Especially on, like, even on hard difficulty, even on insane difficulty. Which I did not have him on insane difficulty, but I have tried it. I, tried to, do the bad ending, and just for experimentation's sake, and I didn't ever actually get too far because I kind of stopped playing, because I drove myself insane by, the third night. But yeah, with Springtrap, I feel like he just needs to move more. Well, that suit of his is rather limiting. Yeah, but still, I just feel like he's too easy on every difficulty that isn't lunatic difficulty. And even then, still feel like he's rather easy to deal with. Which, fair enough, on lunatic difficulty you have enough animatronics to deal with. I'm really trying to justify putting him in S tier. Would he be perfect if he had Lefty's mechanic? No, he would not, and we will talk about Lefty later. Alright, Plush Trap. First of all, British. Decent jump scares.
Got you. I win. Tag, you're it. Wait, why aren't you running? Ooh, what fun. You're no fun.
Yeah, Plush Trap's pretty great. I like Plush Trap. He's, what do I do with Plush Trap? I like his mechanic because every time you put the cameras down while he's active, he dashes behind a door and then you have to open up the doors in order to flash him with your flashlight. That is good because he automatically presents a threat. For one, you might already be dealing with someone else who popped up because you put the camera down, making Plush Trap just that more chaotic. You can open both doors and flash down both hallways and guaranteed get him. The only problem is you might not be fast enough to do that, but more dangerously than that, Plush Trap is just hard to sometimes pay attention to. He will show up every time you put the camera down, but like if someone's at your door and you have to keep it closed and you try flashing the light down, Plush Trap will still kill you. So, he's just really dangerous, and I really like him, and he's well justified in how expensive he is, too. I think Plush Trap is a really good animatronic. I think he does his job extraordinarily well. He is definitely annoying, but that's kind of the point. Also, if you're wondering why I have this not counting, it's just because this tier list for some reason has all these, which I'm not going to cover for this video, but like... No, I'm not going to count them for this video. I just kind of put that there because I felt like it, but yeah, I don't know if I'll actually keep that around. I don't know. I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do with the specific set of characters. Alright, what's next? Nightmare Fredbear. Oh my gosh, I hate this guy! I hate you, Nightmare Fredbear! Why do you do this to me? Okay, I have a lot of explaining to do, don't I? Oh boy, where do I start? Okay, well, with Nightmare Fredbear, he's... Okay, design-wise, he's amazing, and the voice is good. Jump scare's good.
Until you make it to the end.
I don't know that one. Nightmare Fredbear, I don't get your reference!
You're in my domain. You won't be waking up tonight. What game do you think you're playing?
Five Nights at Frickbears 3.
You little brat.
Yeah! Okay, so, jokes aside, the reason Nightmare Fredbear personally frustrates me so much is, I swear, when I'm dealing with this character, either he is the most non-existent threat in the game, or he just straight up does not play by the rules. I will have the fan on. Once it starts getting in the red territory, that's when Nightmare Fredbear starts to close his jaws. And I do not know if it's just me, but sometimes this stupid bear will just kill me despite the fact that I have the fan on. It's like, dude, why? I do what you want me to do and you kill me anyway. What do I do with you? He frustrates me in that way because there's a lot with him that's good. But his mechanic, I'd rather deal with so many of the other Night 4 animatronics than him in that regard. But he does have an amazing design. I love his design. It's really intimidating for his character, and he does have a great voice. I want to give him B tier at least. I'm still going to put him above Toy Bonnie because vent animatronics are kind of boring. I'm gonna put him... His design's really carrying him. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of B. I don't know, because do you death coin him a lot? No, I just avoid getting him as much as I can in the first place, because the death coin I need to use on more important characters. Right next to Foxy. Definitely not next to Foxy. Because at least Foxy is most part manageable, except for insane mode. Nightmare Fredbear just gets me on pretty much any difficulty, unless it's like easy mode, or sometimes medium mode I can manage him. But even then, I'd rather just get different animatronics like Plush Trap or Nightmarionne. It's just... his design is carrying him so much here. I'm honestly tempted to put him above Toy Bonnie, but I feel like Toy Bonnie at least... I'm going to put him above Toy Bonnie. I think that's fair, because his design really is amazing. The kill timer for him is really weird. Like, I must say, once either the temperature or Fredbear is just very too dead. Yeah, he is. I do think he is still really well designed, though. He has a great voice. I don't like Nightmare Balloon Boy. I got him, like, I salvaged him, I think, like, one time, and I said to myself, I don't want to ever salvage this guy again. Good design, though.
Bite me. Aw, don't cry 'cause I bit off your face. No balloon unbursted, no butt unkicked. You click like a girl. What? Even I know the value of dental hygiene. My teeth, your face. Do the math. Aw, you poor little panicky patrol man can't even use a mouse right. Aw, little baby wants your balloon. Here you go. Psych! Better hope you get a closed casket funeral, 'cause you are ugly. Oh, my tooth.
Okay, so Nightmare Balloon Boy. His design is fine. I guess. They really could have done more exaggeration with the mouth, but it still works. The voice is fine. The gameplay mechanic, where he'll appear on a camera, I think he only appears on the camera you're specifically open up to look at, and then you just punch him a bunch of times. I don't know if he can... because again, I only ever salvaged this dude one time. Does he pop up, like, when you're not looking at the monitors? Like, if you manage to get through an entire night without ever looking at cameras, does he just not spawn? Does he? I'm, like, genuinely curious, because again, I've only ever tried him, like, once. So does he only spawn when you open up your cameras, or does he spawn regardless, and you have to deal with him by opening up the cameras to deal with him? He only appears on the first camera when you flip up. Okay. I guess that does make it more manageable than I thought at first. I just kind of found it annoying. Like, I think the idea of punching this brat in the face a bunch of times is really funny. I don't know, I just don't really have a lot of feelings toward Nightmare Balloon Boy. This might be controversial, but I'm gonna put him in C tier. I think the gameplay idea is funny, I just don't really like the character that much. Though knowing he only spawns at the monitor being pulled up is interesting. Maybe he would actually be a decent character to pick up with the, No, it wouldn't, because you'd be spending way too much time on monitors. I was gonna say you could maybe get him on insane mode and just not use your cameras as much as possible, but no, you'd have to deal with him. Because he'll kill you really quickly, I feel like. I just don't like Nightmare Balloon Boy. I never really liked him, and I don't really feel like talking about him. He's just kind of a mediocre animatronic, honestly. The punching him in the face is funny. That's like all I can say about him. I love Nightmarionne. First of all, cool jump scare, cool design. Look at this dude. Looks completely different from Puppet in the best ways. And the voice lines?
Curiosity tickled the cat. What did you expect looking deaf
Fight or flight!
Only thing to do is freeze. Ignorance is bliss. No one can outrun me forever. Prying eyes must pay for their greed. I'll be pulling the strings from now on. Sweet dreams. You tempted fate one too many times. The devil loves a big chase. So I imagine he's quite disappointed. Joining the America.
Love Nightmarionne. Really cool. I love the design, love the voice. The gameplay mechanic is actually really cool. Because you'll pop in on one or the other side, it pretty much immediately creates an audio, like, mechanic where you're now being denied your ability to hear perfectly on that specific side, whether it's your left or your right. And that is fascinating because that immediately puts this kind of pressure of, okay, I'm pretty much limited in that area. Do I close my door and hope for the best? Or do I try to listen past the static and hope that my hearing is good? It forces you into situations that you're not prepared for, and I love that about Nightmarionne. He's definitely the best out of all of the animatronics from this location. I like him more than Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. I think he works really well with them. I always tend to get him, and I feel like there's nothing outwardly that I would actually have him change. Maybe he's a little too easy to deal with because you literally just don't look at him, and you can even, like, look at him for, like, 1 or 2 seconds and then look away and you're fine. But I think he just does so much right that it would be wrong for me not to put him in S tier. I'm always getting him. So I'm going to keep him in S. I just think he's really good. And again, part of why I'm ranking certain characters high is based on my personal playstyle. And I think Nightmarionne complements what I can manage with a specific set of characters. He is manageable, but he is not ignorable, which is why characters like Mangle or Golden Freddy are pretty low, because for the most part, they don't really do enough. And they do a lot, but they don't do enough. Nightmarionne does just the right amount. Oh boy, Lolbit. Lolbit is such a interesting character, isn't she? Isn't this everybody's favorite tiny little fox? No, actually, it would be funny if I was the guy who went, I think Lolbit's kind of overrated, and she's actually kind of stupid and useless and deserves to be low in the ranking, but no. Nah, Lolbit's amazing. I totally get why everyone loves Lolbit.
If you is my friend, well now, thanks for buying. You really gotta stop selling those.
Peak voice. Love the design. In fact, speaking of the design, if the developers of Five Nights at Frickbears 3 are to ever make any merchandise based on this game in any way, in any possible way, make a makeshift plush of Lolbit and my life is yours. Please. That would be peak. I love Lolbit. And then there's the Lolbit's gameplay design. Or gameplay, like, Lolbit just increases the prices in the shop, which can be a pain unless you've bought the 10% discount, in which case Lolbit just has the regular prices Mendo does. I don't know if they could due to copyright. I mean, yeah, but like Lolbit's got enough of a unique design. They could make it work. They can make it work. No, I'm joking. I don't want them to get copyrighted. I really don't. I would love a Lolbit plush. I should just make my own. I should just make a Lolbit puppet. That's what I should do. Why don't I do that? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, Lolbit's peak. I totally get why everyone loves Lolbit. She's adorable. Her gameplay isn't even, like, difficult to deal with. It is something you have to keep in mind, but generally speaking, if you buy her, she's like a non-threat if you're not worried about using too many items from the shop. So she's really manageable in that regard. But really, let's be real, nobody's ranking her super high because of her gameplay. Everyone's ranking her high just because she's the adorable. And you know what? I full-heartedly agree. Where do I put her, though? I guess gameplay not being a major thing to talk about is gonna put her... She's at least above Toy Chica. But you know what? I'm actually gonna put her above Shadow Bonnie. She's one of my favorites from this game. Just design alone does it amazingly. Do it. We need a Lolbit version of Neo. What does that even mean? Do you mean like someone making Lolbit look like me, or me look like Lolbit? I prefer the second one. Neo Lolbit's face is literally me. Oh, that's nice. Did you play with her during Lunatic? I did not. No, because with Lunatic, I did not go for the Talbert's files. Just because I knew I would never make it out alive if I did that. I would actually just... I would not be able to do it. It would not be plausible. I need to try. I will try at some point. But man, oh man, I think I would just die on the spot if I tried. I barely made it out alive in the Lunatic I played. I don't, yeah. Circus Baby. Circus Baby is interesting. I do like her mechanic of basically being a hide-and-seek character. The second one, a small, cutesy, greedy version of Neo who's overly positive. That's funny. It's kind of like Hunter, actually. Just with the greedy part. Except Hunter's not adorable in the slightest. He's creepy. But, yeah, the Circus Baby's cool.
Here's the scoop. You'd best start believing in circuses.
Oh my gosh! I forgot she had a Pirates of the Caribbean reference. You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one! So I love that there's a reference to that. That is, like, peak reference material right there.
If I'm a clown, you must be the entire circus. Don't hold it against us. I didn't even need the ice cream for that one. Look at what you make me do. That makes 0.
Don't get the reference for that line.
Trusting me was your decision. Alright, Bitty Babs, pack it up.
I like that someone actually made art in like the extras of this game showing the alright Bitty Babs pack it up. She has a good design, really good voice actually, and her mechanic is really fun. Dealing with the Bitty Babs, it's impossible to deal with on like harder difficulties if you don't pay attention. But she is a really cool. I think her design is super. I think the gameplay mechanic itself is just really cool, which kind of makes her like rank really high up by comparison. I wouldn't rank her above the main 3 because I think the main 3 are just more integral to the gameplay overall. But I still think Circus Baby has a lot going on that makes her like kind of underrated, honestly. You can actually just ignore her mechanic by using the clock. Her jump scare always happens at 6 a.m. So if you skip 6 a.m. with the clock, you will skip her jump scare, thus her mechanic. Wait, is that actually how that works? Wait, I didn't know that. Is that actually how that works? Does that work on other characters like Felix's Lone and Toy Freddy? Because if that's how that works, that changes a lot about my ideas of gameplay, of how I can beat Lunatic on those harder modes. Circus Baby is actually recommended during Lunatic due to being able to be skipped. Wow! That's really interesting, actually. So she's an entirely skippable animatronic. I'm keeping that in mind. I don't know about Felix, but maybe with Toy Freddy. Okay. That's interesting, actually. That is fascinating. I'm still not... I don't know if I really want to put her above the main 3. Just because I feel like they are the bread and butter that make this game what it is. They're simple, but they're simple and done such a well-done way. And I feel like the idea that Circus Baby is kind of skippable is almost a little too cheap, but I'm still gonna keep her in A. You're thinking of cheese strats. The thing is, I did not cheese my way through my initial Lunatic run. I actually played through it pretty much legit. I just had to use the death coin a bunch of times. In fact, I didn't even know that people use the clock for lunatic mode until after I beat lunatic mode, and I was telling a friend of mine about it. And he was like, did you use the clock? And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And he's like, you know, the skip forward clock. And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't use that. I didn't think about it because I was just trying to survive the whole time. And he's like, yeah, that's how most people beat lunatic mode. It was like, oh. Yeah, I was just constantly using death coins and bear traps. And he's like, yeah, that's another good strategy, but the clock works better. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll keep that in mind the next time I try lunatic mode. So yeah, that's actually a genuine story. I did not use the clocks. You cannot skip Felix. It's your in debt that's game. Okay. Well, I guess Felix technically is completely avoidable anyway, so I guess it's not that big a deal. Funtime Freddy! I like Funtime Freddy. I like that he has the 2 separate jump scares for himself and for Bonbon.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Hey, get ready for let's get the birthday times. Hey, take it away. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Huh. Maybe we ought to start calling you the Death Day Boy. What?
I love that. Another one of my favorite lines.
Double your fun. 2 animatronics away, wasted one. Why was the night guard sad on their birthday? Because they had no body to celebrate with. Fine, I don't think that was a mouse. I don't know about you, but I had quite the fun time.
Missed opportunity to not have Bonbon go or something like that from the Funtime pun.
Fell for the old Fredbear pincer. Dang, you got killed by a guy with no legs. That's not a good look. Come on, get up. No sleeping on the job. That's right. Sorry, just give me a second. Push myself too hard getting to that other door. Man, you should feel embarrassed to die to me. Like, do you see how short I am? No. What a party.
Funtime Freddy has an amazing design, amazing voices. His gameplay mechanic, I don't fully know if it's exploitable, because, like, the last time I ever got him, I never died to him, because when I heard him on both sides of the door, I just ended up kind of ignoring him, and, like, he never seemed to really kill me. I would just shut the door. I didn't check cameras if he had Bonbon with him or not. And then he never really got me. I don't know if I just got lucky with this dude. I think the idea is that he will have a separate voice line, and that will actually kill, which is... It's interesting. I think you can go off of voice lines. I don't know all the voice lines, which ones are Bonbon related and which ones are just Funtime Freddy. I also don't know how soon he kills you, because I know he lingers at the door for a pretty long time. And I've seen some people die to Funtime Freddy without him having a voice line while he's still at the door, which is weird. I feel like he might be a bit buggy, or he just has like something super specific about him that I just haven't learned. But yeah, Funtime Freddy he's odd. I feel like I'd have to learn more about him to really appreciate the gameplay he's got, but for the most part, he's just kind of the same as he is in the actual, like, custom night thing of Sister Location, which is still cool, and I still really like his design and voice. I don't know if I like her as much as I do not know if I like him as much as Circus Baby, but I still think he's a really cool inclusion for the cast. I am ranking pretty high on gameplay mechanics, I suppose. I'm going to put him below Withered Bonnie, because I feel like I just don't get him enough, but I think that's just more of a me thing. Fun fact, if you shut both doors, he waits until you open one door to attack. Alright. I don't really get how he works, so I feel like someone else would have to, like, tell me more about Funtime Freddy, because I only ever really went to the sister location a few times. Like, I think I went there 3 or 4 times in total, and that was just to salvage all the animatronics. Like, to get them in the secret, or not the secret, but just to, like, unlock them for the gallery. And I got Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy together, and I just ended up death-coining both of them. I death-coined Foxy first, and then I death-coined Funtime Freddy afterwards. He never got me. So I don't know. I'm not going to rank him too harshly on that, though, because I do think everything else about him is really good. Funtime Foxy. So first of all, the big thing that I need to mention here...
Well, I thought, wasn't it the most
there. Heart-stopping, mind-bending...
stuff you ever laid your eyes upon?
Kane, get out of the fox! Yeah, I really like Funtime Foxy. Funtime Foxy is cool. Yep.
It's showtime! Now that's what I call a class act. Huzzah! A performance truly to die for. No jump scare is quite as punctual. Ah, I see you've been left speechless. Tune in next time. Lights, camera. Wasn't it the curtain call?
I like the idea of having to like look at the specific camera and like see when a showtime is. But I feel like it's a bit demanding, and I feel like with as much going on as you'll have to deal with when you get Funtime Foxy, if you even do, I feel like it's a little too demanding. I get that the Funtimes are meant to be really difficult animatronics, but I don't know. I feel like Funtime Foxy was too demanding. I kept dying to him over and over. So, a good animatronic for sure. But also design-wise, not my favorite. And I think the voice is still good. Like, I love the Kane reference, obviously. But I feel like the voice itself could have been a bit more pompous. So, I'm going to put Funtime Foxy... I'm going to put him below Foxy. I don't really care that much about Funtime Foxy as a whole. Still good. Obviously, B tier is still good. But I just don't find him as interesting. I'm actually thinking about what I've ranked so far, and I'm thinking I probably should like move some of these guys around a little bit. JJ's fine where she is. And yeah, these three are fine where they are. I'm gonna actually think I'm gonna move Toy Bonnie down as well, because I think the vent thing is just not great. He's gonna be above any of the others at C, only because he has the funny... Nah, that's just Freddy line, and I love his personality, and his design is good too, of course. But I think just gameplay-wise, him being a vent animatronic is kind of lame. I'm going to keep Nightmare, Fredbear, and B, because I think he's still cool. Phantoms are still good for pressuring. Golden Freddy at least makes you kind of focus on him, so I'm going to put him above Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy does get a good panic, but I think Golden Freddy is like much more threatening since he actually can kill you. I think the fact that Shadow Freddy and the Phantoms don't actually kill you, and they just... like, halter your progress in some way, makes them less threatening by default. And then you have someone like Nightmare Fredbear who's too frustrating to deal with sometimes. In fact, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Funtime Foxy is so frustrating to a degree that I'd actually rather just not ever deal with him. So I'm actually going to put him below the Phantoms. That's probably really hot of a take. I'm going to keep Foxy where he is because I still think he's interesting and I love his design. I love everything about him. It's just his gameplay drives me crazy. Mangle, what do I do with you? I'm actually going to move Balloon Boy down 2 spots because I still think he's fine, but I feel like he's... I think the threateningness of Mangle actually makes me want to put Mangle in A tier, and I think I also want to put Toy Freddy in A as well, because I do really like the gameplay of these two. I'm going to put Funtime Freddy down in B. I'm going to move Mangle above Toy Freddy. But Funtime Freddy is such a good personality, I have to keep him in A, I just have to. Toy Freddy's going to go slightly lower in A only than Mangle, just because I feel like with some of the minigames, it's really easy to cheese him, especially if you've got Cupcake Clicker, which is so easy to deal with him at that point. But if you don't have Cupcake Clicker, then you actually have to try a little harder. So it kind of depends on what you got. Mangle is going to go in A just because of threatening presence. Mangle has killed me once. Withered Bonnie, again, kind of has to... You kind of got to force... Plush Trap is good. I'm actually going to move Withered Bonnie up, because I'm thinking about it. And I love the Spanish voice for him. I feel like the idea that you could cheese Circus Baby actually kind of takes away some of the threatening presence she has. But still, I think the mechanic is really fun playing hide and seek. So I'm going to still keep her above Plush Trap. Chica, Bonnie, Freddy are core to the game. Springtrap's still going to get A. Could be a little more difficult, but I think his balance with Puppet works out really well. And they did have a really accurate Springtrap voice, so I gotta give them credit for that. I feel like I'm going to put Nightmarionne above the other two here. I'm gonna keep him there. I think that's good. I think that's good for right now. Alright, now who's next? Who is actually next? Oh, Ballora. A buddy of mine at one point told me that Ballora was one of the worst animatronics in Frickbears 3, and I didn't really get it at first. I get it now. Ballora. I love this design, like, ignoring the obvious fan service joke, haha, funny. I still think she's designed really well. The ballerina, the mini-arenas look great. I actually love them. Color palette is really good with the whites and the blues and the, like, subtle purples. I love this purple color. And the face is really well designed as well. The jewelry makes her look fancy. The pose is good for her render. The jump scare is well made as... Overall, Ballora, at a design standpoint, is really good. But... the voice.
Care to dance?
Why did they make her sound like that?
Anything but graceful. Down will come, baby, cradle and all. They say dancing faces you towards heaven, no matter the direction you turn. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Didn't your mother ever teach you to stop and appreciate the little things? Not quite my tempo. Terrible performance. Let's take it from the top. Don't worry. It's not your fault you're too slow to keep up. Ballet is a window to the soul. Did you like what you saw? Oh, why I never...
If I was just judging these characters based on their vocals, I would put Ballora in F. I do not understand what they were going for Ballora's voice. I hate it. It sounds so wrong coming from the design. It doesn't at all convey any level of personality that would be adjacent to Ballora. And it's just annoying. You know what I said with Toy Chica? Her voice should be annoying, but it's done in a way that's actually, like, playful and sounds fun. Ballora is done in a way where it's like, oh, this should be a funny gag. Instead, she just sounds so obnoxious. And I hate her gameplay mechanic. You gotta find her on the camera. Where's the music? I'll deal with the mini-arenas or you're gonna die. Ho! Ballora D. If it wasn't for the fact that you have a great design going for you, I would put you in F. Ballora is by far one of the weakest animatronics, and I'm only putting her above JJ because Ballora has at least, again, a good design. I like this color palette. I'm not putting her here because, haha, funny fan service. I'm putting her as a good design because I love this color of blue. I love this color of purple. I like the complements with the white of the skin. I think the dress looks nice. The heels are well done. The mini-arenas look threatening. Everything about her design works. Except, just she's so annoying. The other animatronics are manageable to a degree. If you're smart, Funtime Foxy will not get you. If you have an ability to pay attention to a time, you will not be killed by Funtime Foxy. Funtime Freddy, a little weird, but I think I get him well enough to, like, survive him consistently. Circus Baby... stressful, but manageable. Ballora? No. Just no. Do not like Ballora, and I do not like being negative about this game, so I'm trying to be positive. Great design, terrible everything else. Oh, speaking of terrible, Die! 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 You were not worth the cheap price. You and your stupid advertisements. And your stupid clay-looking design. Get out of here, you waste of breath. I will never like you. Never. You suck.
Son of a nutcracker!
Somebody please make fan art of Neo breaking Helpy's back, please, and I will have, please, I would love that, please! Okay, I jest. I don't really hate him that much. I just love making it a gag that I hate Helpy. I just it's like, oh my gosh, what's his name? YouTuber, he hates a Pokemon, the Chandelier Pokemon. He has a running gag that he hates the otter from Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. Oh my gosh, what is his name? Wombu? I think his name is Wombu. If any of you know who Wombu is and you know his like running gag about his hatred of like Otto the Otter, that is me with Helpy. I don't actually hate him that much, but man, do I love hating him. Anyways, I do think the ads are somewhat funny. The ads are genuinely funny, but I'm not really counting them as part of Helpy. The ads are funny. There's even like an FNF one, and that's funny. And there's like a couple of other references that I think are funny. I think Helpy is funny in terms of his ads, but there is something so annoying about ads in games like this. I get that he's supposed to be annoying, but I don't know, man. I can't stand Helpy. I can't. I never want, and he's so cheap too, which makes you think, oh, he's really like, one more time. All right, I'm done. Oh, speaking of annoying, Music Man.
Kick it. Not groovy, man.
Music Man has a cool voice. I really like his design. The sound cue thing is annoying, but it could have been way worse. I'm sad because in the extras of this game, in the concept art, you could see they were going to make a Music Man minigame, and I'm really sad that they scrapped that because it's like, what would that have been like? That could have been really cool. But they didn't. It's fine. I don't know if I want to put him in B or C. I feel like he's really good at being annoying. He's better than like most others when it comes to being annoying. But he's not completely unmanageable. Some of the sound effects can really screw you over, and some of them are like not a threat at all. Like, bro really tries to get you with the Discord notification. So I don't know, Music Man, he definitely is a good idea, and I think his concept of being like an audio-based boss is a good idea. I don't think I've ever died because of Music Man. Yeah, he really doesn't ever, like, get you killed. He just makes you waste resources, honestly. I'm still gonna put him in B, because if you get him, it's, like, a real nightmare to deal with. I would never advise getting Music Man when the others are more manageable, but he's still cool. I still like him. He's better than Helpy. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm supposed to do the thing, aren't I? Music Man! There we go. Mr. Hippo. This one's cool. I like Mr. Hippo. He has a really quiet vent sound, so you have to deal with that if you pick him. But typically he's not too bad, but sometimes when it's super chaotic, he'll just get into your office and then that's just it. You just gotta deal with him at that point, and he's just gonna yap in your ear.
I've been thinking about something, and I want to tell you about it. Why, am I glad to see you? You know, I'd actually been thinking about it a lot recently.
I like his stories, too. I think the stories are actually pretty cool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, I love that if you use the death coin on him while he's in the office, he just goes right on back to talking. It doesn't work on him. And then if you use it on him beforehand, he actually gets you that. So I think he's cool, and his design is really good too. And that might just be because I love purple. I think his voice is really well done. The mechanic is interesting. He can be a real distraction. He's basically a better Music Man, honestly. Because he's actually, like, avoidable to a degree. I'm actually willing to put him... I'm seeing people say S tier. I wouldn't go that far, but I will say that he can... Because he doesn't kill you. He'll get you killed, but he doesn't kill you. And I don't really find him that intimidating. So I'll put him... But he is funny. He is kind of funny. I like his personality a lot. That's really bringing him up for me. I think I'll put him below Mangle, because I still think Mangle has a better overall gameplay mechanic. And, like, is more intimidating. To a degree. Like, when Mangle shows up, you just immediately panic. Mr. Hippo doesn't really do that. His audio is the loudest in the game. I noticed that, yeah. Mr. Hippo should start a podcast. That is a hilarious idea. What would Mr. Hippo have a podcast about? Just talking about stories with him and Orville? And, like, the others? That'd be funny. Lefty. So, this is the character I use the death coin on more than literally any character in the game. I will never deal with Lefty. Lefty terrifies me so much that I do not play the game with Lefty. I will do everything in my power to avoid Lefty. I don't even know what else I could say. It's manageable because if you put, like, the audio lures down and then you, like, block him away from getting to your office. But if it's just the fact that the mask doesn't work on Lefty that scares me so much about Lefty. Neo, you can straight up trap him. You can trap Lefty? Neo's greatest fear. Not my greatest fear, but it's up there. Lefty terrifies me. You can just shove him to the lower corners and then put an audio lure on the door. Huh. Interesting. That probably would take up too much time in harder runs, though, to be fair. The jump scare is good. I don't know. I like Lefty at a concept level, but I don't like Lefty on a gameplay level. So I'm going to have to put Lefty at bottom C. I feel like if I actually tried to deal with Lefty, I could. I just never want to. That's how badly Lefty will scare me into not dealing with them. Oh, Molten Freddy. Molten Freddy is cool. I like this dude. First of all, jump scares are sick.
Actually, I was the one doing most of the work.
You? It was all me.
Don't forget who's the star of the show here.
Oh, shut up! Individually, we may be weak like loose little twigs, but as a bundle we form a mighty... Yes!
It's the pause with the like audible lip smack.
Individually, we may be weak like loose little twigs, but as a bundle we form a mighty... Yes, yes, a mighty log.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. It's so funny. I love it.
Watch your mouth and check the face. Oh, come on. Look me in the eye when I'm jump scaring you.
Looking at mine, dear.
With spaghetti and you're the meatballs.
Oh, me, of course. Red looks good on me, and it looks even better on you. We outnumber you. If you can't take the heat,
Also has my favorite death coin quote.
It works on all of us.
So cool. So, I really do like Molten Freddy. Think it's a really cool design, really cool personality, love the banter. Molten Freddy and the gameplay of like the sudden loud noise rushing to your door is easy to deal with. And it goes in tandem with a lot of other characters. So, I'm gonna give him S. Molten Freddy just kind of wins. Oh, wait. He does have Ballora's voice in him. Okay, that's a bit mean. It's not that bad. At least on Molten Freddy. Ballora has a lot of other things going wrong besides just the voice. And the design is also cool, too. I really like how they designed Molten Freddy in this game. I don't know. I just really like Molten Freddy. Generally funny. Has like the funniest lines in the game. Just love it. Scrap baby.
Shocking, isn't it? Connection terminated. Lights out. Do I look like I need your power?
Sonic movie reference.
Because I do.
Hello.
There's nothing controlled about this. Start all over. You should be banned from every game. You won't die. Wait, you actually did die? Oops. You're a skater hater.
I like Scrap Baby. They designed her well. The voice fits. Scrap Baby's a good animatronic. And I really like the gameplay where it's like once you start hearing the noise, you have to like control shocker. Definitely better than the default Circus Baby. How high I'm willing to put her is a different question. Do I put her above the main three, or do I just keep her here? I'm actually going to put her right up next to Springtrap, because I feel like the two of them work together really well. Circus Baby will really... Not Circus Baby, Scrap Baby will really get you killed if you're not paying attention, which I do really like. Yeah, that's probably good. I'm going to leave Scrap Baby there. Twisted Wolf.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
I'm gonna be completely real, I find this character incredibly boring. Like, I don't care about the FNAF novels, in all honesty. I don't really... The design is fine. The gameplay of, like, oh, you gotta find the disc and click it. It's fine. I think I died to Wolf, like, one time. The voice is fine. This is just a character that I, again, don't really care about. Better than Nightmare Baby and better than some of the Vent animatronics, I guess. But I feel like I would probably like Wolf more if I just cared at all about this character. But he's so cheap that he's just not even worth getting. Plus, you can completely ignore him if you just don't use monitors really that much. I don't know. I find Twisted Wolf to just be boring. He's just a character I don't really care about. Neo, did you play him with Golden? I'm pretty sure I got Golden and Wolf both on... Did I get them both together when playing the Insane mode? Did I? I did, yeah. But Wolf I never had to deal with at the exact same time as Golden Freddy. I don't know, Twisted Wolf is just...
Back to the
Wolf's
earth.
fine. He's fine. It's just not a character I care about too much. If you love him, good for you. Just, I don't know. Malhare. Okay, another one of the funniest Defcoin quotes. I love Malhare. First of all, design is really good. The voice is really good. The Defcoin quote is funny. And the mechanic with limiting your monitor always puts that threat in the back of your mind, but he's really easy to deal with. I feel like if you're just, like, really cautious with how many, like, camera flips you have, Malhare is not that big of a threat to deal with. And I honestly get him the most out of all of the FNAF 3 animatronics. More than Shadow Freddy. So I'm going to put Malhare... Malhare could really be threatening, especially paired with some of the others, if you need to, like, constantly be flipping up and down. So I'm going to put him above... I'm going to put him above Withered... No, I'm going to put him below Withered Bonnie, because I do think Withered Bonnie is slightly more intimidating. I think he's cool. And I like the concept of his design and, like, his gameplay. I think he's just cool. Dreadbear, my boy! Okay, Dreadbear's funny. Dreadbear's funny. He's got another really cool, like, design. There it is. I really like, I like Dreadbear. Dreadbear's great. Great voice, great design. Really cool gameplay mechanic. I don't typically get him because he is an extreme challenge. But also using the candy is like... He just can really react fast and catch you off guard. And sometimes, like, with other animatronics piling up at the same time, Dreadbear can be, like, really difficult to deal with. I'm gonna put him below the main cast. I think he's great, but I do think, like, I like others more. Lol's hacks. I don't know what to do with this character.
We meet at you have it. Behold, things can get a new irritation. Here comes an alert. Incoming transmission. Alert. We meet at last.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about Lol's hack. I guess the idea is cool. I know that people grind with him, but I find that to be kind of a cheesy strategy. I didn't use him to grind to, like, any characters. I think there was... Is there any animatronics I actually got by using him? No, I didn't. There was not a single one that I got using Lol's hacks. I know that that's a strat people use, but I didn't learn about it until well and good I got most of the characters, and then by that point I was just like, I'm not gonna bother doing that. That's cheap. So yeah, Lol's hacks. The design is fine, and I do like his kind of supervillain shtick, so I'm going to give him like a high C tier. I think he's interesting, and I'm going to give him credit for the fact that you can spawn in other characters, and you can get a lot done. Lol's hacks is just... I see why people love him, but I don't feel much towards him. Coffee. Minigame's kind of cool. It just takes up way too much time, which can be really stressful. It's not too bad, though. Design's fine. What do you think of the joy of creation? It's alright. It's cool. I don't know what I think about Coffee as well. Coffee's another kind of mediocre one. I guess... I don't know. I think the idea of it is cool. I like the design. There's just not a lot to this one. I'm gonna put him there. He's just fine. Why is that guy an F? What, you mean Helpy? You're just gonna have to rewatch the stream after it's over to figure out why I hate Helpy. Okay, I'm really conflicted. Design-wise, I mean, it's just Scott Cawthon, not really much to say. Jump scare's fine.
Hello? Alright,
enough trolling. When's the real night guard getting? Congratulations, you lost to an... All your theories are wrong.
Goodbye. I love that line.
Someone had to bring this story to an end. There's always an underachiever.
FNAF World reference, that's cool.
And I guess that's you. You know, I don't think you know how to play, you know? You know, I don't think you know how to play, you know? It was time to put you in your place. Oh, alright. I'll see you on the flip side.
Okay, so I'm actually going to move Coffee down a little bit, because I do think Coffee's kind of mid. There's like nothing about Coffee that I think is interesting. It's just kind of like a minigame you play, which is not terrible to deal with, but just gets in the way and takes up so much time that it just becomes frustrating. I'm actually going to put him pretty lower than that. Scott has cool voice lines and game over lines, and I think that's really funny, and the design is good. I hate the game though. I do not like the little mini platform game. I don't know if I'm just like really bad at it, which is weird because I'm not bad at like most of the like platform based mini games. Like in the good ending of this game with Nightmare animatronics, I can play that mini game pretty darn easily without too much death. And then there's Scott's mini game, which is just hell. It's just straight up hell. And the fact that he shows up at complete random makes me kind of hate it too. Scott feels borderline unfair unless you're playing on easy mode. I'm gonna put him in bottom C because I'm nice. Literally just because he has the funny, all your theories are wrong. Goodbye. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, it's just too he's just too difficult to the point where he's not really. I would say if you're trying to get any characters from like the backdoor trading, get Scott as the last one possible and use the death coin on him and go on easy mode so you can actually manage him. Because otherwise, I don't know how you do it. I don't like Scott. Chipper.
I'm Mr. Chipper. I'm the beaver.
So I'm not going to go over too many other voice lines for some of these characters because I feel like a lot of these backdoor trading characters are just kind of alright. Chipper's fine. I think the idea of having like you have to buy something by the end of the night is kind of interesting. It's kind of just an easier Toy Freddy, and I do appreciate the reference. The voice is fine. I feel like I would put him at least a low B. I think he's a manageable character. I think a big thing with the backdoor trading animatronics that they have to have is they have to have a lot of personality, because if they don't rank very high, because they're characters you have to go out of your way to try to find, unlike the others. And you might not even get the one you wanted. And they're kind of just like, oh, I've unlocked them. Well, that's it, I guess. And because he forces you to pay tokens, then that's just tokens wasted. So really there's no upside to getting Chipper outside of just unlocking him. And I don't love his haircut. I'm gonna be real. Can we just look at this man's haircut? He looks goofy. Goofier than usual. Is Chipper in any way based on L-Chip? No, Chipper's been around way longer than L-Chip. So I don't know. Chipper's just... I'm actually going to put him lower than Toy Bonnie, because at least Toy Bonnie's got his personality going for him, which also is going to make me put him above Lolax. In fact, I actually think Toy Bonnie deserves B, because at least, like, Event Animatronic forces you to stop and, like, do something to deal with them. Yeah. We're building up a lot more C tiers than I would have liked. That's unfortunate. Okay, I like Sparky. Sparky's cool. I like the gameplay where it's like, oh, he barks, you gotta find him and controlled shock him. That's cool. That is an interesting gameplay mechanic. Not only that, but it's also really not that hard to deal with him. You really could be... Like, he can either ruin your game plan, or he can just be another piece in the puzzle.
Oh, this dog will have his day. You barked up the wrong tree, buddy. Try and tell someone you died to me. Oh, man, you really screwed the pooch on that one.
Good voice, good voice. Good game over dialogues, good mechanic, good design, great design actually. Also, yeah, I actually agree with someone saying Twisted should be higher than Chipper. I would agree with that. I feel like Chipper's just kind of... I feel like it's just because you'd have to go out of your way to go get him. That kind of makes him, like, a little lame. He's easy to deal with, though, so I'm still going to put him above Withered Chica at the least. Sparky, you're definitely at least a B tier. Definitely above Funtime Foxy. I think the idea of him being in this game is just super cool. Again, he's limited by the fact that you'd have to go out of your way to find him and obtain him. But he does show up in, like, the Psycho Friend Fredbear minigames, which is really cool. I guess so does Coffee by that regard. Still, I think Sparky's cool. I'm actually going to put him above Funtime Freddy. I like Sparky. Good plus, he's a good dog. This is a good dog. Candy.
Meow?
Sonic reference. Jump scare's fine.
Oh, just wait until those pizza peddling pinheads see I got the night guard before them.
I like Candy. I definitely think Candy works. Scott shows up for Psychic Friend Fredbear. Yes, he does. The difference is, for some reason in Psycho Friend Fredbear, he's like 10 times easier to deal with than he is in the actual game. Because at least there you can laser focus on his game. It's not like you're doing 30 other things at once. I do really like Sparky. Yeah, I'm going to put him above, actually. I just think it's so cool that he's in this game. I like Controlled Shock. Animatronics, they're a cool mechanic. Candy. You have to pay attention to the timer, and the timer mechanic is alright. I'm not going to put him above the Phantoms, but I'll put him above Funtime Foxy. I think Candy is Funtime Foxy, but, like, way better. Not only in terms of design and in voice, but also just generally speaking. I think the timer being in your office and having an audio cue makes it so Candy is much more manageable. You don't have to go out of your way to try to remember what the time is. Because with Funtime Foxy, it's like, here's your time, and if you lose track of it for literally a second, you die. So yeah, Candy's cool. Popgoes.
Popgoes. An AI could do your job better than
I like the voice. The jump scare's kind of funny. Look at his face. Look how disappointed he is. I like the design for Popgoes a lot. I haven't actually ever played a Popgoes game. I don't actually really know anything about his franchise. The only thing I really know... I know Candies pretty well. I'm not a big fan of Candies, but that's a topic for another day. But Popgoes in this game is cool. If I remember his mechanic right, it's that he, like, has... Oh, he's thinking about a place to use his printer, and if you don't controlled shock him, then he kills you. I think that's just a generally pretty good mechanic. It's not as good as Sparky's, because, again, there's a lack of an audio cue, and I think audio cues are just generally better. But I would still put him above... I don't know if I put him in A. I'd probably put him in high B, like right above Balloon Boy, because I think his mechanic is cool. It just can sometimes feel like a bit too much. Unless you're dealing with other camera animatronics. He's cool, though. I like his inclusion in the game. I think it is an interesting take. Rodney. So he's basically just annoying, and there's so many voice lines that we could play, and I could point out, this one's funny, this one's really funny, this one's extra funny, but we'd be here all day. So I would just advise go and listen to all of his voice lines, because he has a lot of really funny ones. But, he's basically just kind of annoyance. He's kind of just a better Mr. Hippo in that regard. He actually, like, is mildly frustrating, but he's not impossible to deal with at all. And I like his design a lot. I'd actually put him above Mr. Hippo. The only thing that's holding him back for me is the fact that you literally have to pay $1 just to unlock him. Which I guess makes sense. I wish he was just free, honestly. I wish he'd just be $0. But... I think he's just interesting because he can be annoying, but he's really not that bad in the grand scheme of things. And I think his personality is... It's weird. Again, he should be annoying, but I find him endearing and engaging and in like a way kind of like super charming. So I'd actually put him... put him above Mr. Hippo. You can now feel the clothes on your body. I love that. Also love his accent. Not as cool as Sparky, but still cool for sure. Okay, I did not know how to unlock this character. I had to search up a guide for how to get Funtime Chica. So I'm like, how do you get this character? And it's like, oh, the King's prizes. And, yeah, it's...
You know, 90% of night guards stop buying prizes right before they hit it big.
I don't know how I feel about her. She just kind of exists. Hi, Drip Pro. I don't know. She just kind of exists. I don't love the design, honestly. Better than her actual design, I guess, to a degree, but I don't know. I like the achievement you get, Think Fast Chuckle Nuts, if you use the death point on her. That's cool. But other than that, I wouldn't put her above Nightmare Balloon Boy. I wouldn't. I don't like that in her render. She has, like, the split face going on. I think that just looks really distracting. But otherwise, I mean, the cupcake looks kind of neat. The color palette is fine. I don't love... I don't know. I feel like they were trying to, like, make a balance between, like, Toy Chica and normal Chica, and it just kind of looks weird. Felix. Another character that I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I like that he's, like, mafia boss. Styled, I guess. But, like, I never buy this guy. Again, I had to get a guide for how to get this dude, because I just didn't get him. I'm not going to put him in D, because I think a land shark joke is really funny. I'm going to put him... His personality is keeping him above Endo, but not above Withered Chica. Just not. In fact, I'm actually just going to move Withered Chica up. Not above Funtime Chica. Actually, no, yeah. Above Funtime Chica. I just don't care. The C tiers are like all like Withered Chica down are characters I just don't care about, and then like Nightmare Balloon Boy, Twisted, and Lulz. Actually, no, C tier is just animatronics I don't care about. That's just what it is. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that are just now, I suppose. We've just gotten to that part. And now we've not. Okay, spoilers inbound, I guess, but I'm sure all of you already are ready for that. So... Awesome design. Scrap Baby's claws, Molten Freddy's body, generally. This is more like Foxy's, like, curtains. The TV from your office. Springtrap's arm and ears. The face as well. What part of Lefty is supposed to be in this design, though? I feel like... I guess the arm right here, there's like a piece of Lefty's arm. That's about it. Well, that's kind of lame. Anyways, the voice is really good. This is basically everything Springtrap was, but even better. For a boss fight, really cool. Salvage is awesome. And also has a killer little boss fight theme. I really want to put him really high on this list, because he is a really cool boss. I think the bosses in general just get a lot of praise, especially Salvage. I think he's perfectly built up. I think I'm just going to give him up there, because I think they did him so well here.
No good deed goes unpunished. So you're, well, look who it is. You know the good, and with you fight, you insolent brat, this fuck you, got you. Did you really think? Why did I invent this? You must think you're real. I don't. why you lift the 6 a.m. show's been. I'm so far beyond you. Do you live in fear of what you've created? Don't dismay. You're part of something far greater. History is written by the vic. They outnumber you. I overpower you. Connection re-established. I'd appreciate it if you screamed, no one can escape the shadow. No, this is perfect.
First I kill your accomplice, now I kill you! Symmetry, my friend!
You're far below my weight class. Just the way I like it.
Love Salvage. Love this dude. Actually, so cool. Almost want to put him above Lolbit. I think he's just a perfect final boss for the game. Oh, do I actually? Do I? I would have liked it if there was a little bit more of Lefty, though, in his design. I feel like that's something I have to criticize, because, like, where is the Lolbit? Or not, bruh. Where is the Lefty in this design? You've got Scrap Baby, you've got Molten Freddy, you've got Springtrap, you, like, have one piece of Lefty here, and that's, like, it. Why does he have the cape? The cape looks cool. It's like, that's not part of Lefty. Like, what's going on there? Oh! Hear me out, Neo and Frickbears 3. Please let it happen. that'd be funny, but nah. I mean, I know there's people that make mods of, like, night guards. That'd be kind of cool. Nah, I don't want to put someone through that much work. Nah, don't bother. You know, I gotta. Alright, next boss, Nightmare. So, I don't know if any of you were here earlier in the stream to remember this, but I did I mentioned that there was a character about the render for the thumbnail that was really difficult, and that was Nightmare. I had no idea where I wanted to put Nightmare because his render stinks for trying to make a thumbnail. It's so annoying. And I hate it. It's like, dude, let me like put you on a thumbnail without you taking up 50% of the screen. Ugh. Anyways, the design's otherwise alright. The giant mouth is cool. Doesn't have any voice lines, kind of sad. And the only way you die to him is through the temperature, which I think is incredibly lame. I think, in all honesty, they could have done this boss fight better. I am willing to put him in B tier, and that's probably as high as I'm willing to put him. Because I get this, but I kind of get, like, the symbolism, but I think the other nightmares are running circles around him. In fact, I could really put him in C and make the case that I think he's just incredibly disappointing. Because I think he should have had way more screen presence than just dying to the fan. Like, think about it this way. If you never died to the temperature, which in fairness you probably will, because if you're a first-time player and you don't know what you're doing, but if you don't die that way, you might not really even get what Michael is referring to when he says we have to draw him out. It's like, what do you mean him? Do you mean your brother? Is that all you're referring to? Or are you referring to Nightmare? And it just kind of doesn't make sense. So I just don't know. He's just not that... I wish that, like, the temperature, like, if it went up, you would slightly see the teeth, but they would look slightly different. That would have been kind of cool. That would have been interesting. But otherwise, yeah, nah, this boss does not work as well as I would have liked him to. I'm going to have to put him in C. I find Nightmare incredibly disappointing. Speaking of the nightmares, Nightmare Freddy. Yeah, Nightmare Freddy looks cool. His render's a little underwhelming, but I like the concept of having to, like, deal with all the Freddles, and I love the plush look they all have. Nightmare does not have that, which drags his design down a bit. I mean, he kind of does in the body, but, like, much less so. Just not, yeah, Nightmare's just not really much of a character. At least the others have something going for them. I don't want to put anyone else in C tier. Nightmare Freddy. I do really like his gameplay mechanic of having to deal with the little Freddles. I think it does add to a lot of stress. I think the design's still good. I like that his like stuffing around the neck kind of makes it look like a almost like a cloak. That's pretty cool. It's a shame you don't really see Nightmare Freddy himself unless you die to him, but still, it's cool. The Freddles do their job. Nightmare Bonnie. I wish his audio cue was louder, because I feel like it's really quiet for some reason. To the point where basically I just kind of randomly put the game down and just flash down the hallways because I feel like I never hear him. Which is really bad when you're an entirely audio-based animatronic. Design-wise, though, he's still really cool. I'm going to put him in a low B. I don't think he's as cool as Music Man. But he definitely somewhat works. I just think he's too easy to deal with, realistically. Because if you're just dealing with the Freddles a bunch of times, you'll likely just kill Nightmare Bonnie a couple times. And when you put the mask on, you can just flash around just when you're... Even if the Freddles don't show up, and you probably will get him. Which makes him kind of underwhelming. Nightmare Chica. I like that the bib says die. That's cool. Her design is definitely like one of the better ones. I like the like multicolored eyes. Kind of a cool reference back to her original design. She's probably one of my favorites of the Nightmares. And the mask mechanic is good because there's a loud enough audio cue to see it. The head turn is a decent animation. Yeah. Solid. Solid. Yeah, Nightmare Bonnie, if it wasn't for the fact that you have a cool design, I'd be putting you below Toy Bonnie. Alright, only Nightmare Foxy left. And, I mean, design-wise, he's kind of cool. I like the fact that he pops down. Nightmare Freddy is incredibly forgiving. You have to lose to the Freddles 3 times to die to him. That is true, which does take away from some of him. But I still think like just dealing with them constantly is a good design choice. I think Nightmare Foxy is another one of the weaker ones. Design-wise, probably my least favorite of the main 4. And mechanic-wise, the clock is fine. I just feel like the fact that Nightmare Chica already has you putting on the mask sometimes can sometimes make Nightmare Foxy feel a little pointless by comparison. He kind of has the Nightmare Bonnie problem. But I still think he adds enough challenge to make himself decently intimidating. I died to Nightmare Bonnie more times than I died to Nightmare Foxy, though. But that's because, again, Nightmare Bonnie is just so like hard to hear that I didn't realize what audio cue I was supposed to be listening for until he gets like too close for you to save yourself. Psycho Friend Fredbear. I can't look at that. Whoa! Why did the audio just, like, get so loud? Ah! Stop it! Okay, whatever. It'll fix itself in a second. Hold on, give it a second. Okay, is it gonna turn down? Okay, wow, that... For no reason. Anyways, amazing design. Marco Antonio did this design. Looks amazing. Has a peak boss fight theme. Just kind of wins. Just kind of does. Love how creepy he looks. Just really well done. Amazing way to end this game off. It's so well done. Genuinely, like, best way to end the game with that ultimate ending. So good. The phone guys. So they're funny. They all have their gimmick of that they die. I mean, I really do like their phone calls. They are funny. Admittedly, I kind of just mute all the calls because I don't really want to deal with them too much, but they have so much personality. And also, but what I do have is a gun. And I ain't dying like those schmucks before me. That phone call is my favorite one. Night 4's phone call. It's so good. It's so funny. I just think they have a lot of personality. Kind of like Rodney. It's like personality really brings this game together. So yeah, I would say the Pally, the fourth guy, is my favorite. The first two are fine, and the third one's pretty good as well. But the fourth one is just like... Yeah. The fourth one is just... He's just the funniest by far. Is a gun. It's just the gun bit always cracks me up. Still not above Rodney, though, just because I think Rodney has a lot more funny lines. They're not really much. I actually don't know if I like them more or less than Mr. Hippo. I think gameplay kind of matters more to me, so I'm going to put Mr. Hippo above him. But I'll put the phone guys above Toy Freddy, though. Mendo. Can't really rank this dude that high, but I do think it's really cool that he's just in the game, so I'm just going to put him at the lowest B that I feel like I can. I don't know, but his design is really good. He just doesn't really have much personality. It's shocking when you see him die at, like, the end of the Salvage boss and the Psycho Friend Fredbear's boss. I think that's, like, such a huge shock, and it's really well done. Endo's cool. He's just kind of a cool little side character. Not much to him, but, like, still cool. Upgrade Cadet.
Come get your upgrades here.
I mean, it's cool he's in the game, I guess, but he's just kind of the same as Mendo. They're both, like, functionally the same at the end of the day. Just not really worth, like, putting any higher than B. I just think they're both, like, serviceable. Endo Chaser. These dudes are actually terrifying. These dudes are terrifying. Actually, scariest part of the game. They are more scary than Psycho Friend Fredbear. Having to sneak around them feels impossible sometimes. Like, you just have to book it sometimes. And they can just catch you so off guard. They are so good for what is just an endoskeleton at the end of the day. I feel like the fact that they actively terrify me makes me want to put them super high, because this game does not scare me in any way. None of the jump scares actually make me jump. The Endo Chasers put so much fear into my soul. It's actually impressive. Just the sounds of their heavy footsteps and just the sudden ambiance switch, and then like the whole jump scare if they catch you, and the fact that they just run at you full speed, and you can bug them out, which is kind of funny too. I don't really know what else you could put these guys with. They're just funny. They're funny. They only remove $5. I mean, yeah, but it's still the fact that like that could be $5 is $5, man. I still think that they deserve a lot more spotlight than they get. They are terrifying. I actually want to put them above Molten Freddy. Like, I think the Endo Chasers do their job so well, they are criminally underappreciated. Psychic Friend Fredbear. I don't really know where to put this guy on the tier list, because I've already put Psycho Foe Fredbear somewhere here. I feel like Psychic Friend Fredbear is kind of adorable, and like, yeah, he's there, and I guess he technically represents a lot more in the game, but I feel like as a whole, he doesn't really earn being much higher here. I'm still just going to go ahead and get rid of this. I don't know. I don't really know where to put Psychic Friend Fredbear, so I just have to put him in C tier. I guess being realistically, I should put Endo Upgrade Cadet. Upgrade Cadet just doesn't really have a lot. I just think it's cool that he's in the game. You know what? Maybe I'm underrating Wolf a little bit. Maybe Wolf deserves B tier, because I do think his mechanic can make you like panic if you actually do get him. I think he just needs to be more money, honestly. Because I think his mechanic is tougher than the developers realize. Especially when you're dealing with just a bunch at once. But he is pretty manageable outside of that, as long as you don't get on cameras too much. And you know the fact that he's always going to appear if you flip the cameras down kind of makes him like something to deal with. But but I will trade out these two and put them in C, because they don't have enough personality to be that much more interesting. I guess Mendo's just cool though. I'm just glad to have Mendo in anything, honestly. I don't know really. The boss. You pick what you steer. Put him above to Chica. It's the boss. You gotta love the boss. I like his design, actually. I'm actually thinking about the design. I do like the design. thinking Lol's hacks could at least be B tier, because at least he's interesting. And I gotta respect the fact that you can grind. Like, I'm just thinking about that. Mendo, though, you just needed something, man. Nah, I still like the design, though. You can tell that I love this game a lot, can't you? Anyways, I do love this design.
Hey, chump, it's me, your boss. Now, keep an eye on those boards, eh? They're shiny and worth a lot of gold coins. But they're also some real
I'm not putting them above Salvage, definitely not.
Reservation at this steakhouse, so you better make it out of there in one piece, eh? Don't be a stooge, and have a rotten night.
I really like him. I do really like him, but I wouldn't really put him above, like, Nightmarionne or some of the other characters. But maybe I would. Yeah, I'm going to keep him there. I'll keep him below Salvage. That's as high as I'm going to put him. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Vanny, what to do with you? I really like her writing, and her design is pretty peak.
Oh, there you are.
I like the voice, too.
Right on time, too. I was just finishing up that reward. Well, are you excited? Finally, you and I are gonna be part of something so much greater. Feast your eyes on the prize to end all prizes, the ultimate reward for all your hard work. Because as the old saying goes...
This is like how you actually write, like, a psycho fangirl character. And I do like that you actually can save her by the ultimate ending. And I like her facial expressions a lot. She's just kind of a great character, honestly. I don't get entirely why everyone simps for her, though. I don't get people that are, like, into female characters that's like I'm just gonna kill you vibe. Like, I don't get that. I don't fully get that. That's just me, though. I prefer a woman who wouldn't put a knife in my chest. I'm just saying. Okay, but she is like... Yeah, I can also... I can see why someone would like her for the design point. Like, I mean, design-wise, she is actually really good. I actually like that they didn't, like, give her a bunch of mismatched colors. It's like a very solid white. The suit looks very hand-stitched. The red eyes are very attention-drawing. And the blue bow is kind of a nice little bonus touch. Yeah. Yeah. You know what, yeah. Yeah, Vanny's cool. I think she just really works in the context of the game. But I prefer being alive, so I would rather not simp for Vanny. Rather not! I kind of like being alive. Kind of like that. I'm sure my brother's really mad at me for saying that. Oh, he's like, oh no, Vanny's hot or something. I don't know. He likes Vanny. Who's next, Michael? Okay, Michael.
Well, here we are.
Oh man, I like this.
Seems they cut power to a lot of the systems around the building. Figures, seeing as we're not exactly meant to be here. Bloody hell, I told you that you're in the final... Hello? Looks like you're in quite the snag there. Listen, I've got no time to introduce myself. Just know I'm here to help. Bloody hell, I told you this would happen. And you didn't listen, did you? Well, I suppose there's no going back.
Oh, so that's what happens when you abandon the good route.
Listen to me. That thing won't give up on his own. You'll need to use... He's going for the breakers. He's seeping into the vents. He's breached your office. Seems he's used up...
I'm sorry I had to do this. I'm sorry it had to come to this. But if you play with fire, you're going to get burned.
I love his voice, and I love his purpose in the game. I feel like I have to put Michael and Vanny together in S tier. Like, without them, the game does not work. I do think that they are both handled incredibly well. I think I like Vanny's writing a little bit more than Michael's writing. But I think I like Michael's purpose in the story slightly more than I like Vanny's point. So, like, they're both pretty much equal. I like them both. But I like Michael a little bit more because I think he has just a more fulfilling character arc. I feel like that's just me, though. I think they're both really well written. Also, this design for Michael just rocks. Purple and red is a great combination together. The Freddy hat, the gloved shoes, like the untied shoes showing kind of a messy side. The slight hint that he was a security guard at one point. I think Michael Afton is handled so darn well. In fact, actually, personality alone is boosting Michael above at least the Endo Chasers. I wouldn't put him above Withered Freddy just because gameplay matters so much to me. But yeah, I think that's fair. I think that is fair enough. Okay, the Missing Children. Really like the ending cutscene, but I feel like as a whole, they don't do that much. I don't know. They're cool. They're story relevant, I guess. Kind of like Psychic Friend Fredbear. I gotta put him just kind of low B territory, because there's not a lot I can really talk about. And then Charlie Emily. I actually have maybe a hot take here, but I actually am just going to put her lower than that. I'm a little lower than the Missing Children. I think it's cool that she shows up in the ending cutscene, but it's just... That's literally all she has. She just has the ending cutscene. It makes sense, I guess, but she just doesn't do enough. I guess she's mentioned at other parts in the game, but, like... I don't know. The design for her is decent, though. I kind of like the puppet look. Also, I think she's better designed here than, like, some other designs that have tried to give Charlie a design. She kind of looks like a Charlie Brown character, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I just think she needed more screen time, honestly. There needed to be more hints of her character. Which I guess there are some hints, but there's just... I feel like she needed to have a little more presence in the game. The Night Guards. I love these guys. I love Jeremy. Jeremy deserves better. Love his personality, that he's just a good-going kid trying to help everybody's problems. I feel like the Night Guards are unironically S-tier characters. I think the simplicity of them is just really cool. I like the gag that his face is always being covered. It's funny. I think Jeremy is just he's just a nice character. I think he does a lot right. I like him. Maybe I shouldn't be putting him there. Maybe I should just be putting the Night Guards in A. But pretty much I can't judge them off gameplay, because duh. So I just have to kind of judge them off their personalities, which means I'm just going to put him in S tier. I think he's a great protagonist. I can't say the same about Mike Schmidt. Design-wise, I love him. But I think personality-wise, he's extremely bland. Like, there is really not that much personality to this guy. Outside of the fact that he's just kind of a guy living a day-to-day life. But I do like that he has like the little sister and like in the canon. I'm going to put him there. Actually, no, I'm going to put him below Dreadbear. I do really like the design, though. But I'm not that attached to Mike Schmidt as a character. Nah. Ironically, despite the fact that I play him the most, because I typically play medium difficulty just because I was doing a lot of unlock stuff, and I typically played medium route to do that, I ended up enjoying him the least out of the four guards. Yeah, he really does not have that much personality now I'm thinking about it. He really is just basic guy. I feel like they could have done more with him. But I still do like his design. Yeah. Vanessa, on the other hand, is another S-tier Night Guard. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not just saying that because of her design. I'm saying that because I love how they wrote her like she's just kind of a stickler for the rules. She's just following protocol. She's just doing what she thinks has to be done by the company's standards. She is not like Jeremy is just like an innocent guy trying his best to make everybody happy. Vanessa is just someone who's just trying to do her job, which I guess Mike is similar, but Vanessa does it in a way that's more, like, there's more intrigue behind it. There's more personality to her than people give her credit for, and I like her interactions with Vanny a lot, that she just knows Vanny is is like a troublemaker. And I think that's great. I don't know. I think she's just a really great personality, and she has like an extremely interesting overall purpose for the game, which definitely makes me want to rank her above Jeremy just because I like her interactions. Plus, again, I love her design. What can I say? This is good character. And then there's Fritz. Fritz is fine. Fritz is fine. He's fine. I'm joking. I know people are already gonna be like, Neo, don't you dare. No, I love Fritz. He's definitely my favorite of the Night Guards. He is not only funny, but he's so filled with intrigue. He's everything Vanessa was to me, but like on an even greater scale. He's on the same level as Vanny and Mike. Love the writing of this game and how they make you invested in the characters. Fritz is just amazing. Everything about this stupid lunatic, I love. Great character, awesome design. Just love him. And then I don't actually have Michael or William unlocked. I don't know how William Afton or Henry Emily. Good lord, I do not have William or Henry unlocked in the gallery. I don't know how to get them yet. I'm figuring that out. But what I will say is that if I'm judging them based off their design and their stories, I do like William's design that it parodies the movie, which is kind of cool. But he is just kind of a story-driven character that just exists in the sake of the plot, and that is really all I can rank him for. But I can't really rank him above a lot of the... I feel like I have to rank him... I'm actually going to put Charlie in C, and I'm going to put William in B. And then I feel like Henry is similar. I feel like they could have done more with William and Henry in the game. They do have a lot in context of the game, but I just don't feel like they are as fleshed out as they could have been. But I guess that's like kind of the main FNAF game's job. You're supposed to just be pre-attached to these two. I put at least this, because I think their design... I adore their designs. Their designs are pretty darn amazing. I wish Mendo had a voice now that I'm thinking about it. That probably would have made me like him more. Do I rank the fan, guys? Do I rank the fan? Can I rank the fan? What do I rank the fan for? It doesn't have a personality, it's just a gameplay mechanic. Forget it. It's a good gameplay mechanic. C tier. Okay! Actually, you know what? B tier. Yes, I'm putting the fan in B tier above Mendo. What are you getting? No, I'm just joking. I actually don't even know if I really should rank the fan or not, but I'm just gonna do it because it's funny. The fan does its job, I guess. Sure, why not? I'm actually gonna real quickly, I know people wanted me to do this real quick, so, not it. There it is. There we go. You guys now get the, There you go. You get to listen to Too Much Bear while we finish up this live stream. Make fan tier. Saves your life saves your life nightly. It's the fan, it's iconic. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I'm not gonna put it above William or Henry though. That would be mean. Charlie needed to be in the game more. Okay. I know there's all these characters, but none of them are actually in the game. I think these designs all look cool. Ennard looks awesome. I love Slippy Toad. Orville looks cool. Dee Dee looks really good. Glamrock Freddy, okay. I kind of like... Monty looks weirdly chunky, but sure. Oh, Sun and Moon look awesome. Roxanne... I'm actually going to zoom in so I can get better looks at these. Ennard, yeah. They made Scraptrap not look ugly. Trash on the Gang. Okay. The Toad. Pigpatch looks weird. Ned Bear, okay, that's funny. Orville, yeah, that's pretty darn good. Dee Dee, Glamrock Freddy, yeah. Montgomery, yep. They look sick, alright. Glamrock Chica, oh, she's kind of adorable, though. Roxanne. Hey, that's not a bad Roxanne design at all. I actually like the darker hair color there. That's actually really cool. Sun and Moon look great. There's the system guy, name forget. Is that the clown? Man! And the Mimic. Alright, I guess that's an okay Mimic design. Frostbear is cool. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh god, kill the rainbow. And that's Tipsy Bird. Man, I wish I could rank that one. No, I'm just joking. Alright, well. I guess that's all the characters, huh? Monty is bulky. Yeah, that's a better word. Yeah. Alright, I like this tier list. Well, that's my tier list on this entire game. It's really good. It is really, really good. Hope you guys really... Oh my gosh, this part of the... My gosh, Too Much Bear is like a perfect boss fight theme. Well, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed this live stream. I know I actually have. I've been enjoying myself. This is a peak game. If you have not played it, please play it if you can. It is genuinely such a good game. It is unbelievable. You will have a lot of fun playing this one. I promise. It is so much fun. It is really good. It is a great, great little game. It is my favorite FNAF fan game by far. Yeah, I think that's everything. Hope you guys have really enjoyed this, because I know I have. I'm actually going to like look over this one last time, make sure there's nothing I feel like I want to change. I'll put you above, because I do think you have a cool gameplay mechanic and concept. In fact, I'm willing to switch you out. Yeah. I'm willing to move you two around. At least willing to move with Chica up a little bit. Because gameplay matters more to me. Lame that it's a Ven animatronic, but she still functions well enough. I'm gonna do that. And do that as well. Yeah. Okay. Satisfied with that. B tier, gotta move to this now. I'm gonna move Lolax down. I'm actually gonna move Psychic Friend Fredbear above the Missing Children. They have the great heart-to-heart, but that's about all they got. And Fan, yeah, it's cool. Twisted Wolf has a cool mechanic. I'm actually about Twisted Wolf above Toy Bonnie. I actually would argue Twisted Wolf has a better mechanic than these two do. Yeah. Nightmare Freddy is too forgiving, honestly. He is too forgiving. Yeah, I gotta do that. No, but I do like the gameplay behind Nightmare Freddy. I do like it a lot. I feel like the Phantoms can be a little unfair sometimes. Shadow Freddy gives me complicated feelings. There we go. Okay, I like that. If Popgoes was just more relevant in the game, I'd boost him. His voice is just so good, I have to give it up there. Toy Freddy, phone guys. I'll move them down below Toy Freddy. Also move Mr. Hippo above Mike. Same with Toy Freddy. Same with actually the phone guys. Rodney, yeah, that's good. Sparky's pretty good. Mangle, Plush Trap. Yeah. I think I actually like Scrap Baby more than I like Springtrap, but I think Springtrap is really good in tandem with a lot of the others, so I'm going to actually boost him to S. I'm honestly thinking the fact that I do think Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica deserve S as well. Hear me out as to why. I think if you didn't have those three, the game would not function the way it does, and I think it perfectly functions with those three. You kind of have to have them. You know? It just would not work without them. I feel like you kind of have to have those three working together. I think their designs are the only weak thing about them, but even then, they have such personality built into them that it's like, I can forgive that. Chica's voice does kind of drag it down, but I think their gameplay really brings them above the rest. I'll move Jeremy down and Vanessa down. No, I'm not. I like these two as too much as protagonists. I forgot my name. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm happy with this. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!